everybody, and welcome back to the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden stream. You can watch this stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch our sister stream, the Dorkvision stream, on Sundays from 9 p.m. to midnight. I have books on DriveThruRPG as well as the DM's Guild, and also support me on Patreon/NobleCrumpet. That stuff out of the way. Just get back into things. As a reminder, Venric's not with us until after September 5th for DragonCon. Be sure to check out Ali Briggs' art at DragonCon. She will be there. Okay, let me see. Do adjust Roll20 because Roll20 decided to be. Okay. Cool. So last time, you guys. What did you do last time? You fought the witch last time for the second time. Potentially a third time, but you were able to stop her before she got away with her misleading spell, her illusory self. You were able to kill her will-o-wisp instantly. You fought a water weird that was trapped in a waterfall, and took its essence so that you could give it to the Candlemaker back in East Haven.
Got a little weird.
You also found a strange cauldron that you have yet to identify, that you have dragged arduously back to your base in Caer at Dinev's Rest, the tavern that you guys own there. We went over some of the stronghold and organization stuff that you guys have. So you guys have those officer features now. You also have the powers from the organization that you can use with the power pool dice.
Power.
Yeah, I'd recommend putting those on your character sheet if they aren't there, because otherwise they'll only be on this splash screen, which is only visible sometimes. Also, maybe note which dice are in the power pool, because that's another thing I realized we probably won't notice all the time.
Right. So these numbers are just we can choose a 4 if we want to, or we can choose a 2.
Yes, they are set. They are rolled whenever you guys complete a long or extended rest, a week-long rest in your tavern. And those die types will go up the bigger your organization gets. Also, anybody can spend them. They don't have to ask permission or anything. They can just take them. So, use them or lose them, or plan them and figure out what you're going to do with them, like, ahead of time. It's up to you guys. But you guys have some pretty versatile powers that you can use for pretty much everything. Alright, so you guys are in Caer Dineval. I did roll for some followers last time, though they probably aren't going to arrive for at least another week in game time. So you guys are at your tavern. Maybe I'll take us to the... are you guys using this page to write anything down before I switch the page?
No.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Yeah, I figured, or you can always do it later. Okay, so I'll go to Caer Dineval. Alright, you guys are here. I believe Grundle went off to have a drink with Tam, spent the night away there.
Hell yeah.
Talked about her slightly sketchy and vague past. Scorp went off to go make traps, I guess, to trap children. I forget what you told him to do.
No, not children.
Chris, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can everyone hear me now?
Oh my god,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just muted and, like, playing Monster
We
Hunter or
thought you
something.
were busy.
No, I've been slowly figuring out some audio problems. I was going to write down what was on that page, and then I just went away from it. I was like, oh, okay.
Too late.
Oh, so everybody's good then? No, I was just gonna... Good!
Literally, that's what happened.
We thought you were.
It's okay, I at least remember the first one.
Oh,
We thought
I
you were
do
knee
not
deep in
think
like
they can
house
hear me.
documents. I don't know.
The first one was for attacks.
Yeah, I remember the first one, so
Yeah,
I'll at least write that one.
Do you want me to go back so you can take a screenshot?
Yeah, that would be useful if you could, thanks.
That's
Alright.
smart to do.
So, these are the powers. Oh, wait, I brought me back, not you guys. There you go.
This will work perfectly for me.
Make sure you get Sam Smorkland.
Yeah.
Yep, he's important. Alright, I got it.
Neither retainer nor patron is destined for the margins
Compass.
of this page.
I also like, I can get rid of him, but I like how Scorp is quotation marks carpenter.
Yes, I noticed that as well. Yeah, he's technically a carpenter because he's a trap maker, and that reduces the time it takes to upgrade your stronghold. And Tam, being a spy, actually lets you adjust what you roll for followers beyond the first roll. But yeah, we'll do that another time. Let's return to the Caer. Alright, so night sets in. Is there anything you guys want to do tonight at your base, at Dinev's Rest? I know you guys were talking about renaming it, but I didn't know if you wanted to do that off stream. Or not.
What do you guys think?
Have I stumbled back in from?
Probably. You probably
Wasted
don't
chocolate
stay
milk?
out that late.
What
You
if
drunk
we?
on milk again?
I had chocolate milk with Tab. She gave me advice. She said I should just take the axe from the lady and not really tell her. And then if she says, "What am I gonna do about it?" I just kill her.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that advice, Scorp.
I'm on the milk, boys.
I got Scorp.
Why did I say Scorp?
Jeez, are you okay?
Look, it's Wednesday and I've gotten off of work. I'm always like this. It always takes me a good 10 minutes or so. Oh shit, it's been
Activate
10
DM.
minutes. Loading.
Computer, activate DM.
No!
Sorry, I'm a bit out of it. I meant Grundle. That doesn't sound like very good advice.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems weird to me, but we'll see. That's just what Auntie Tam said.
I think she might have been joking with you.
No, she was serious.
Just if you're gonna do something,
Sure.
just don't do it alone, Grundle.
Okay.
It's fine. We're in another town.
There's
for
plenty
now.
of
Just
adult
think
looking
first.
guys, Grundle.
What would Nephros do?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are all together. Is there anything that you want to do before I
I was
next
thinking
day
about renaming the tavern.
What
What
was
about-
that?
You know,
What about, like, the scarf?
the scarf?
The scarf.
Like sharkfish?
the Sheriff of Nottingham?
What?
The knucklehead's rest.
Knucklehead's Rest.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Knucklehead Harbor.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
think there's a bit too many things named Knucklehead in this godforsaken North.
Giant
Well-
Sturgeon's Rest. Then I'll go
I'm
catch that
thinking-
fish.
You know that this is kind of symbolic for, you know, the free voices here. Perhaps we have something related to the free voices.
Genev's voice.
Okay.
Hardy.
Denev's a dead person currently, so are we speaking for Denev?
The Crying Rest.
Who is Denev?
Dinev is the one who, I believe, founded the town. Caer
Yeah.
Dineval.
Oh. What?
Some
Where is
hero.
he?
I believe
Isn't there a
he's still
statue?
dead. I don't think there's a statue, I'm not sure though.
He's probably buried underneath this building, to be honest, with the name it has, so kind of want to change it just to not remind me of that.
Well, he has company now. I look outside of the mass grave of Draugr.
I mean, this place is built on top of God knows how many corpses at this point. Why not just call it something like Friendly Spirits?
Friendly spirits. There you go. We can do that.
The dead rejuvenate the land, right?
Kind Spirits, something like that.
Why would spirits be related to a tavern? That's weird.
Free spirits.
Free-
Well, so
I got it.
we don't people want getting people the wrong idea though.
What idea? What's the wrong idea?
That they can get free spirits. And Grundle, spirits is another
Oh.
name for chocolate milk.
For ghosts. Oh.
It could. I mean,
That's why it's associated with
You
bars.
come
We
here,
can
you
call
get
it that
your
and-
ghost, you go away. Free.
How about
Get things away.
spirits free?
What about spirits, comma, free?
Spirits, parentheses, free.
That's even worse. That
That's the
I'm
opposite.
trying to come up with
Even
2-word sentences.
I think free spirits is good. I had one. I was thinking perhaps the crooked smile.
That's
What do you think, this is
stupid.
a thieves guild?
That's a brothel.
I think that might be a brothel, actually.
Hmm.
I think I've been there before.
I mean,
Free
I've heard of
spirits,
it.
huh?
In
Free
Neverwinter?
spirits is a pretty good one. Why don't we focus back on that one, not the first one?
The Grey Grinning Ghost? Combine them all? I don't know.
Let's just call it Jeeves' place, and then he'll just teleport here randomly every day.
Jeeves's Tea Hut?
Yes! You know
Jasmine Dragon.
what? Ooh!
Honestly, that's kind
What's
of
your
sexy.
favorite tea,
Copyrighted.
Oh,
Steve? I mean, that was definitely a brothel, first of all.
you'll have to be more specific if you're wondering what my favorite tea is. It depends on the time of the day and the season.
Twilight in the fall.
Oh, that's not a name for the tavern.
No, that's the time that I want to know what is the best tea.
Ah, Earl Grey's always a good one, but
Okay.
but I do enjoy a chai from way down south. What was that place? Chult.
Never heard of it. Probably doesn't exist.
I think it does exist.
I heard it sank into the ocean.
Well, I didn't hear that, but then again, I haven't been there either. So,
What about the Tiger's Caress?
Again, brothel.
There's no way that
roads.
one's not a brothel.
can we
What
name
the-
something that isn't a brothel?
What's a brothel?
You know, we could just cut corners and make this a tavern/brothel.
Okay, well, we have to get the horse, first of all.
What's a whore?
Not doing it, Tam says as she goes into her room brushing her teeth.
Damn, what do we name the brothel?
I don't know, shit farts.
I like it. That's probably the best name we've had so far.
Does have a certain ring to it. Not a
No,
good
no,
one,
he's got
but
a
it has
point.
one.
Is there an elvish phrase that kind of sounds like shit farts?
I don't know, let me dig into my vast elven knowledge.
El
AKA,
Shi
I know that
Farana.
language.
Does that mean free voices? Coincidentally?
It does not.
Damn it.
About the captive ears for the free voices.
Yes,
E-
captive.
Ears is a little weird. So is
And
captive.
ears. Yeah. You see how that's all wrong.
The
The-
Earlobe Hotel.
The bent ear.
What ear stuff?
Because the voices, they
Oh.
need someone to listen, yeah.
Chief secret fetish ears.
I don't know, the Dinner Valley seem like they're into that stuff.
That's true, we need to think to our market here. The frozen knucklehead.
What about the frozen spirits?
The needless sacrifice.
There you go. Icy spirits. Nah, that sounds depressing.
I think Free Spirits was a pretty good name.
Honestly,
not
it was
bad.
our best one. Maybe we should just
What
go
about
with
the free spirits _ parenthesis
10.99.
not actually free parenthesis closed.
Well, get them in the door.
Well, when we commissioned Scorp to make this, I'm sure he'll add that at the end. We'll put that in the notes.
So let's just call it the free spirits because my
Comma,
attention span is
parentheses.
waning.
that. That's fine.
No, putting the in front of it, I think it's at least a little more clear.
Ah,
It's not just a free spirit sign.
because we're thief voices, yes. We've got to
Well,
use the thief.
Freed spirits. Add a
The
D.
free spirits brought to you by the free voices.
Copyright.
Sure.
Trademark.
Now I'm thinking. Now I'm wondering about our name. How are we ever going to charge people for our services?
Do we have to submit the copyright to the speaker or something?
I think we can just make it, to be honest. We
I
have
think
the
we're
deed to this
just gonna
place.
change the sign. I think we could just do that.
Well, I suppose we can get Scorp on it in the morning when he comes back. If he comes back.
Yes, hopefully no children accompany
He
him.
tripped
but
me
the captain-
earlier.
Yeah, that was funny.
Was
Hey,
we all
upside it.
watched.
Upside is if Scorp makes a sign, certainly vandals are going to be messing with it, or at least they'll get punished.
That's
Oh, he
true.
can trap the sign.
Should trap the whole place. Maybe that's a bad idea.
Not the whole place. That seems bad.
Let's turn this place into an escape room.
What are we going to do with the big cauldron? Just use it for cooking?
Just been using it as a
I would
footrest the whole
imagine
time.
so. I mean, I hope Tam finds somebody who can cook.
I wouldn't cook with an undetermined magical cauldron, but
Can't we figure out exactly what it does?
Is there anybody that has new access to the spell called Identify?
But yeah, let me just go talk to the wall for a sec.
There was one guy
guy
around.
his beast sense.
Why is he
Cultists.
doing that?
What? Hold on, let me stop enthralling this wall for a second.
Why are you
Well,
looking
you
at the
see-
wall?
No, I am charming the wall, and I am enthralling the wall. Thank you very much.
Whatever you
Why?
say.
This is some kind of poetry.
My voice changes tone as the voice of God speaks through me. Well, you
Little
see,
one,
because of the
Mariana.
because of the mechanics of being the acquisitions officer, I must use all of my existing spell slots before I get access to the spells from it.
Honestly, that's kind of a stupid rule since you have so few spells.
It's kind of I thought I was going to use this as an example to kind of say like, hey, can I just do the stuff?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I look at it.
Right. You identify the item after
Demon eyes.
asking around town for a bit and like maybe visiting Culver's today or something. You were able to eventually come up with what this thing is. This thing is called the Cauldron of Plenty. It is a magic item, and if water is poured into the cauldron and stirred for 1 minute, it transforms into a hearty hot stew, which can provide one nourishing meal for up to 4 people per gallon. It holds up to 30 gallons. So that's 120 meals.
Gentlemen, this is free food.
The stew remains hot while in the cauldron, then cools naturally after removal. The outside of the cauldron remains safe to touch despite the heat of the stew. The cauldron can create stew 3 times, and then it stops functioning until the next dawn. It regains all of its uses.
I mean, we can feed this entire town with this.
Pretty
So we have
much.
to smash it? It's too dangerous?
No, no one said that.
Oh,
We can get it to brew beer for us, then we can give it away for free.
Well, this is a I mean, we have our staple, our go-to. Will be the place that has really good stew.
coffee milk. Oh,
Yeah, we can have really good free stew, and then people just come and, you just have to buy a drink.
And then we could start transporting some mead from Good Mead, and we get some of that here. You know,
Well-
you can see how we can start.
Why is it free stew?
Well, it's free for us to make.
Right.
It's not free
Yeah.
for the people. to
The point-
eat.
the-
Free with the
Oh.
drinks if
No,
they
gr-
buy the drinks.
The point's not making money off of the free stew. The point is feeding these people who are cold and starving.
That's right.
point
Food
is
has been
selling
hard to
alcohol
come by.
now.
At least from what I've heard.
Call a place
Yeah.
the Free Stew House.
Alcohol's a luxury. They can pay for that, but they need food to live.
So it wouldn't be nice if we made a profit off of something that's required to live.
Yes,
Yes,
but,
that's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
just
no,
This is just not only is it a tactic to get people in, but it's also helping the people of, well, at least Caer Dinaval. We don't
Yeah,
have to make a
Grundle.
profit. Thrazir cringes in the distance.
yeah, Grundle, come here. I've got some literature for you. It's this guy. He's really cool. This powerful warrior named Karl Marx.
Who's Carl?
For Carl.
Oh, I understood that reference.
Well-known dwarf.
He is
I know
Carl
that
the
dwarf.
Marks.
I've heard his stories.
Ooh, Carl the Marksman.
No one can beat his record of depositing
So like Kobe the Brave.
things.
Hey, and think of it this way: when people are happy with a tummy full of warm, nourishing stew, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable about parting with whatever coin they do have on a nice drink to go with it.
Should we stock this place with expensive foreign alcohols?
I'd say so. If
And
word
milk.
gets out, there's a place that you can eat for free and drink if you pay. I'm sure people will start coming to the town, which is going to drum up business some more. We'll probably be able to expand our efforts.
We should definitely start taking a tour of the towns, but also before that, I think I might be able to make a connection with my people out east, and perhaps they might be interested in becoming part of the trade of the rest of the towns.
What, like an emotional connection? Or...
I mean, go there. Go there and see them.
Yeah, I think he means a trade connection.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Trading what?
Hot water
Okay.
for the stew.
I'm sure they have. I mean, we've been seeing bits of their art around here. That seems to be fairly popular, but I don't see any Goliath salesmen for them. I would like to bring them out to the 10 towns.
Yeah, no, I think that's reasonable.
That would require us to go quite far east through a bunch of mountains, though. So.
Yes, and we're currently trying to stop the whole like Durgar end in this whole like region plot.
Yes, I believe there are some checks for that this way, including just the Caer above us, I believe, north of us.
North
Yes.
and to the east, I believe.
Yeah,
So-
Caer Konig on the map was marked by the Dorgar at least.
Yeah, we can head north. We haven't been there yet.
It's true. I've only been to the cairn, but not to Caer Konig.
Clearly, visiting every town is important.
It might be now, especially one so close to us.
Brenda
That's
likes
right.
to meet new people and become friends with new places.
And
Yeah,
steal their
there's a
axes.
cooler axe for sale there. Not have to worry about the other one.
Yeah, we could put a business out, and maybe she'll have to sell her axe at one point, and then
Oh
Let's get
my
our own
god,
fancy
yes.
axe and hang it in our bar.
and we'll buy it for cheap from her, Grundle. There you go.
Grundle, why don't you find a better axe? One that isn't marked with the sigil of Oril?
Oh boy, I'm trying.
You could axe around, dare I say.
I'm
Could
gonna
make one.
go hang myself.
I
Could
think
get
you
some
mean hang
fancy
your
material.
clothes, Grundle.
No, those are on the floor in a neat bundle of pile.
Please.
I
put
only
them on.
I only have two clothes. This and my spare loincloth.
The front and the
Like-
back.
Actually, I've had like that Frankfurt coat that I've been
Yeah.
wearing.
Yeah, he's
I
got
have
a
a top
vest.
hat.
The raw, untempered
A top
hide that
hat.
you peeled off.
I did. I thought yeah.
Oh, I think you
Well,
bought
maybe
one
it's a-
somewhere, I think. I forgot
I
about that.
did. Yeah. I haven't been wearing it, but I have it.
Oh, I have it. I have it. Yeah. I think the only thing that might, like, compete here, at least, is the tavern on top of the hill, where everybody else seems to be going most of the time.
Oh, the uphill climb? I know what uphill is now. They'll never want to go there.
God.
I'll just place the downhill climb.
No, we don't want to climb. The climb's the worst part.
The downhill roll.
The easy walk.
The nice leisurely stroll.
The convenient one.
Yeah, the place you don't have to climb to.
That time I took a nice leisurely stroll to a bar.
The sailor's shortcut.
I mean,
It's
it's
right
right
there.
here, right in front of all the docks.
Yeah, it's one stumble away.
How did this place go out of business in the first place?
I don't know. It was named after a dead man.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably got killed by the Durgar or something.
They probably also got killed by the dog. No, it was abandoned for them before then.
Yeah, it was
Wow,
abandoned
they were-
before the Dorgar moved in. Probably just the winter kind of put it out of business. Maybe even a little before that.
Thank you, Tam.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Be there shortly.
Nope. Door slammed shut.
I wanted to sleep at the foot of the
Personal
bed.
space.
Oh,
Yeah, Grundle, that's too personal.
like a puppy.
Get up out of my personal space.
Is that your persona, Grundle, a puppy?
No, it's a,
Oh,
cat,
great,
a
now there's two of
tiger.
them.
It's a crag
By
cat. That's
birth.
what his fursuit is.
Well, you
No.
can play with the rat. He won't disappear until morning.
The giant rat that was summoned.
That's right.
He's
do what
only
you
got
want
so
with
long to live.
Oh,
You might as
Fre-
well
What
have
did we
fun
name
with
him?
him.
Philip?
Frederick or Francis or Francis? Francis, come on, let's go to bed.
Francis body pillow mode.
You grab Francis and give him some enrichment in your room. Um,
you like
Okay.
you like sling him under your arm.
Oh man,
If
he's
you
having the
attach,
best
he'll be
last
gone
day of his
soon.
life.
So, I guess the only other thing that I'm curious about is what do you guys plan to decorate like Diniv's Rest like? The uphill climb is kind of like almost like a Gator's Pub kind of lounge kind of deal.
Bunch of taxidermy aquatic creatures.
Yeah.
We got Big Hunk.
You got Big Hunk. You can make it
And
Big
little-
Hunk themed.
Little chunk.
Yeah. I
How
guess.
big
I
is-
mean, I just got a little bit of scrimshaw that I could use, I suppose. I've collected a fair bit, but I mean, if we're gonna go for a Goliath theme, it seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Make like a Goliath cultural place, kind of like the Chulton cultural place in the other town.
Tourist
Good idea.
trap.
It's going to be the Rainforest Cafe, but for Goliath.
Precisely.
The Goliaths live near, not too far away. It's not like a completely foreign concept.
Okay. Well, if there's anything else you guys want to do, speak now. Forever hold your peace. Or else a new day will happen, and you guys will finish another long rest.
We can stop time, guys, if we just think of something.
Think
Progress
harder.
time.
I'd like to progress.
Oh, hold on, I got an idea! I'm sorry.
I do not understand the reference.
That's good. So, it's JoJo reference. Morning
Jojo.
breaks.
Good
And-
Pillar Men.
Ba-da-na-na-na-na.
And yeah, you guys awaken in the Free Spirits Tavern with your spirits high now that you know you have free food for like 360 meals a day. And furthermore, you have plans to expand the place, decorate the place, get a cook, get some other people, started drumming up some business until you can start competing with even the other towns.
First, breakfast stew.
Breakfast stew. You
Pour
cre-
some water in the bucket.
pour some water in the bucket and you start stirring it. And it creates a ton of food. You guys have plenty. And so much, in fact, that you start, like heading down the street, knocking on doors, like, hey, anybody want some breakfast? And you start getting a few people in this little soup kitchen deal you got going here. You don't have a ton of alcohol, but you guys explain that you're planning on opening up the place pretty soon. With some mead from the Dwarven Valley, maybe, or good mead, or elsewhere. And you start getting popular around the town. Is there anything else that you guys want to do in Caer Dinaval?
Have we been to Culver's shop?
I believe you've walked past it a few times.
Quite a few times.
I thought we
Never
went
been
in
Waiting
there.
in the window the whole time.
He's waiting in the window watching us.
Yeah, I think we've only walked past it twice because we went up to the Caer, stuff happened, and then we went down from.
We
the
might
Caer.
as well bring him soup. Let's bring him
Visit
soup.
him one time. Buy
We'll
supplies.
visit
I
him, we'll
believe
say
he
hi, we'll
sells
bring him
adventure
stew, see what he
supplements.
does.
see what he does.
See what he
See what his deal is.
Right. Yeah.
I just
yeah.
want
Like-
to know what this fucking deal is.
What kind of
What's his
kooky
deal?
character is this person?
But every time he watched us walk by, he's like,
I mean, we
Aw.
gotta be neighbors. It feels rude at this point, you know?
maybe he has a magical axe I can buy from.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Cross your fingers. We'll see. We'll ask him. Let's go to Culver's.
Indeed. The Culvertons.
Oh no.
Head to Culver's shop.
Culverton.
Culver's shop.
Culver's travels.
Bastards. Alright, cool. So you guys head to Culver's place.
You bet.
It's like halfway up the big spiraling hill that makes up Caer, and the place is absolutely filled with stuff. You can see like a grandfather clock like pushed up to the front window. There's like a bunch of clothes racks and like hat boxes stacked up into the ceiling. It kind of looks like a very organized like hoarding situation in here. You almost startle the person that's just sitting in their chair reading. Oh, goodness! Hello? I didn't realize that we had customers today. It's you. It's all of you. You're all here. Welcome. He gets up and puts down his book and goes to rush to shake the first person's hand. Welcome.
I'm holding stew in my hands in front of him. Like, oh, nice to meet you. Oh, the stew's pretty hot. Hold on. Here you go. I'll handle some
Oh.
stew.
What's this for?
Your
We
mouth hole.
had extra. We're starting opening our inn down at the foot of the hill, and we'd want to come and serve the neighbors.
Oh, that's very kind of you. My name is Culver Ailson, and this is my little shop. It's nothing much, but if you'd like to buy anything that I've collected over these years, feel free to do so.
I mean, we've heard a lot about Culver's, so I'm pretty excited to see what you have here.
You have? I am quite well known in these parts. Please, have a look around. Anything's fine. If you ask about something, I'll show up that I'll be able to tell you about it.
That's good.
What's he got?
What's he got?
Alright.
What do you got?
Well, there's lots of stuff. It's kind of like an antique shop looking thing in here. There's like some empty bird cages, a bookcase filled with musty old tomes. There's stacks of old lanterns of varying types, a pile of rugs, stacks upon stacks of paintings, and some just empty, like, painting frames, as well as a few tiny treasures that you might see, like, between things, like little clockwork toys, magnifying glass, it's a little music box with a dancing penguin on it, a few fine dresses and fur coats and large hats like lined up on one wall, as well as a few jewelry boxes that are kept behind a locked like display case. I will not repeat myself.
How much for the penguin?
Oh, I see that's caught your eye. It's a neat little thing, isn't it? I'll give it to you for 35 gold pieces.
It's like a giant penguin or just a little one?
We all look at Grundle. Do the thing where you don't give the right money.
Okay.
It's a small rectangular box that, when opened, a penguin pops up and it starts spinning around, and then also like skating around a painted ice rink, and then starts playing a well-known Icewind Dale ballad.
That's not the Cold Troll's Toll.
Well, no, this looks positively ancient.
Do you want that one, Grundle?
Kind of.
Okay. Well, we've been practicing numbers, right? Maybe you can count out. You should have that much.
Okay, what is that in silver pieces?
350, my young man.
What is 1 gold piece for silver?
10.
10?
Oh,
How many
okay.
fingers do you have?
I have no idea. All
Bildo,
right.
did you lose a finger?
I don't know.
No,
No,
he
but
has
I
extra
gained like
ones.
5.
I'm joking. This is my finger. I've separated it from the socket of my thumb. Look.
Wasn't even green.
You're creepy.
Jeeves, he collects fingers. What are you doing?
All right.
Just trying to be adorable.
I'll
Benrick's
give
sick
him
today. He cannot make it.
30.
Why
Not
is the
30.
moon always full in this stupid desert?
50 silver pieces and 30 gold pieces.
Yes, that's very good. Counted it out and did very well. Thank you.
I was probably there for like an hour doing that. But
Oh, you had
He's
plenty
fucking
of
around
help.
with that.
You had 2 old men to help you.
oh no.
So it took forever.
Alright,
All
time for a
right.
Hail Mary.
I will.
So-
Detect magic.
I was got a ritual to detect magic as well,
Go
but
ahead,
if you
doesn't
want to
matter.
cover it, you can go
Mine's
for it.
daily.
Sure, just
Hang
have a look
on.
around.
You can ritual it if you
Eyu
want.
balana!
I'll ritual
Blah,
it.
blah, blah.
While they're counting, I'll help counting for a little bit, and then while I'm doing that, I'm also trying to get this detect magic up.
You find the cool and shiny.
Detect cool and shiny. You start looking around.
Find an object that bears magic.
Bears magic.
So you can't do yours ritually, Matt?
No, I can just do it for free once a day.
Okay.
I think it's added to my spell list. I don't know. It's a race feature.
You do find that there is some residual magic coming from a strange, like, gauntlet-looking thing. It's just one gauntlet, but it's got, like, strange little sockets on top of it, where, like, the back of the palm would be.
Oh no, it's got materia slots.
God damn.
No, it's just the Infinity Gauntlet.
There's only 4 spaces.
Okay.
Fake. Tip it over.
Thank.
It's the Sumfinity Gauntlet.
I will. Yeah, I'll look around at everybody else. That one looks pretty cool. And ask Culver
This
about
glove.
it. Yeah, look at these pieces of things.
There are a few other things that are emitting magic as well. There's also, from one of the coat racks, there's some kind of conjuration magic coming from within there. You'd have to look around to figure out exactly what it is.
I'll point that out to whoever wants to talk to Culvers about the glove, and I'll go search into the racks in the meantime.
Sure. Make an investigation check, whoever's searching for it. There is one more object in this in this, by the way, this looks like this guy's house. Like, it straight up looks like somebody's house that was kind of turned into just a shop by virtue of having a lot of space and hoarding a lot of stuff, and then stacking
Basically
it
any
neatly.
antique shop, really.
Yeah, I mean, I did say it's an antique shop, and that is pretty much every antique shop.
Especially around here.
Especially in New England. There's a small pouch that is emitting some kind of divination magic from it. Let's see, Vilma, you're able to search amongst the like coat rack. None of the coats are really emitting any magic, but there is a small bag hanging from one of the hooks.
I'll say, Nephros, you're a new expert on magic. Why don't you inquire about that glove? Because I have a feeling it might be interesting.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let me take a look at it.
All right. After a bit of inspection, bit of tapping, bit of like rune tracing, a bit of experimentation, you're able to discern that the bag is a bag of holding.
Oh, One of those bags you can stuff a lot of stuff in.
Got a Mary Poppins bag, yeah?
Yeah.
Was there anything in it?
I don't know. Yeah, let me take it. I'll reach into the bag.
Reach into the bag.
My arm!
Nothing comes out.
I could reach all the way down to my shoulder into it. No. Yeah, there's nothing in here.
That doesn't seem possible.
Like I said, you can put a lot of stuff in it.
You can do like a magic trick where you make your arm disappear.
One of those bags of containing lots of stuff. They should probably think of a simpler name for this. Maybe like bag of holding, something like that.
That would be a good name, yes.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay. Cool. That's pretty nice. Hey, did you figure out what's going on with that gauntlet?
Where'd you get this glove here? Seems very fancy.
Oh, yes. I got that from, believe it was from a fallen adventurer. One of their comrades, sold it. They didn't really know what to do with it, and I don't either. But it is rather interesting, if I do say so. The little copper, filigrees there. It looks like some kind of device. But, alas, they couldn't tell me what it was for.
And there's sockets for gems in there, you said?
Well, yeah, there's like 4 kind of socket-looking things on top.
They're empty.
They are empty.
Maybe you could stick the Pearl of Power in it.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever it was, it seems to be missing some of its jewelry.
Well, I don't know what it's for, but I'd be willing to give you a discount. I know it has some kind of magical purpose, at least they were able to tell me that much. Give it to you for 50 gold pieces.
Nephros, what do you think about this one?
Let me let me just take a look at this, give it a good sniff.
Yeah, sniff it.
You start sniffing the thing.
This is how we detect magic.
It actually does smell vaguely like vinegary and a bit acrid. There's like strange smells specifically coming from the sockets. After a bit of experimentation, you pull out like a vial and kind of like squinge it around, and it fits into one of the sockets. It seems that it can fit vials into them. You think that it is a gauntlet that will allow you to socket up to 4 potions in it, and basically drink them as a bonus action.
Oh, hold on. See, I like hold it like aligned with my hand. If you see here, if you like put the little vials in, and then on the thumb there's a little like sippy cup.
Actually, it's a bit more.
Milk.
It's a bit more.
Injecting.
Yikes.
Advanced,
Yeah, it injects them into your body.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Check this out.
No, it's a crazy straw.
Wow.
Yeah, it should
Wow.
probably be
Used up
pretty
all our
useful.
potions.
Yeah, we'd have to buy some more, but
Get a potion of climbing.
Yeah. That'd
I mean,
be
hey-
pretty useful.
this would be pretty good for the kid. He's getting beat up all the time.
Sure.
I
Do we want to
getting-
pitch in for this then? You said
As-
50?
50 will do. Will do fine.
Let's see if we got anything else. Maybe we can get a bulk discount.
Yes, we'll definitely put this one on the counter.
Now, you wouldn't happen to have a gilded acorn in this.
Or
I'm afraid that I don't really know exactly what that means. Like a gilded
you know,
acorn.
Coated in gold.
Oh, actually, I think I do have one around here. And he starts like looking through his things. Yes.
Oh. Are you like rooting around in a little like spell components bin? Because I actually have a little bit of a shopping list.
Well, it's not spelt components, but it is, jewelry.
Oh, the golden acorns bin. Right.
Yes, where I keep my gilded acorns. It takes him some time while he's looking around in there. Did you guys want to investigate anything else?
What was there, a tiny pouch or something?
There was a tiny pouch.
Oh, that not the bag of holding.
Yes, a tiny pouch.
Nephros, look, a tiny pouch.
Oh my god! You don't have to shove it
Catch.
in my face.
Look.
Oh.
Just
Subi shoves a sack in your face.
pick up Nephros and just kind of point him at it.
Yeah. All right, give it here. Let me give it a taste.
Look at this.
Silver
And
tongue.
use your silver tongue, silver tongue. And you open the little bag, little pouch,
Yeah.
and inside there are a set of earrings. They're rather simplistically made out of like bone. One seems to depict some sort of sea serpent coiling up, and the other is kind of the same in another direction.
Oh.
The snake earrings again.
Nephros like picks him up and he hangs him next to his ear and turns to Subi.
I'm going to turn you into a stew.
Who am I?
Dead?
Grundle.
What? No, I'm the hag, because the sea and the bone. Oh my gosh! All right.
These are earrings of sending. They work like sending stones, but can be easily worn.
Oh, these would be very useful.
So what, can you talk to yourself if you wear both?
Yes, it creates a deafening feedback.
I mean, that's useful in a pinch. If we really don't like someone, I can just nuzzle up and try and clip these on their ears.
Or you could use it to communicate over great distances.
Yeah, I mean, we probably just either give one to Tam and keep one with us, or we just give them to the two people who are most likely to go into opposite directions.
Just put it on Grundle so we can yell at him from a distance.
Yeah, then we can always find them at least.
I'm playing with my music box. I don't know what you guys are
Just
doing.
while you're wearing it, just like occasionally, Grundle, no.
It's okay. The adults are talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think those are. They look nice too. Kind of stylish.
Eventually, Culver returns, pushing up his little glasses on his slender nose. Will this do? Suvi, it's exactly what you need. A gilded acorn. It's been carefully, gold leaf has been spread over every last inch of this tiny little acorn, and it's even got little tiny runes inscribed, scratched out of the gold leaf.
Well, that looks like what I'm looking for.
Good. Well, it is real gold. It'd probably be about 400 gold pieces.
Well, best I got is 300, so
It's all right. I've got some.
negotiate.
Yeah, you just put it on the table. I've got a stash of platinum pieces. That'd be good if we could liquidate.
I don't think it's worth that much gold, Kulfa.
Oh,
That's very nice.
It's a
but
gilding, okay? It's not solid gold.
Well, let's see if there's anything else we want. So what do we got? We got the bag. We got Culprit. We found these earrings. These look quite fetching. I think we'd like these.
Very nice. I'd be willing to part with those. About the 50 gold pieces ought to do it.
All right, great. We'll put it on the table. We've got maybe the gauntlet. We got your little silver nut, gold nut. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wind up, penguin.
Yeah, we
Penguin.
got this.
I
we got
already
the wind
bought
up
my
penguin.
penguin.
We got this bag here. Put that down.
Very stylish. I've been looking for a new bag, so.
And just while we're at it, you wouldn't happen to be in the possession of like a little small bag of powdered diamond at all?
Ooh.
Do I look like I'm made of...
I don't know. Maybe. Okay, fine. At least do you have like a pearl kicking around? Because I know I've been doing a lot of like identifying things, but technically that has a cost to it that I should have been able to satisfy, and I feel like the bill's going to come due soon.
I think I do have a pearl around here.
Maybe an owl feather to go with it.
The fishermen are always coming by with things like that. The hunters too.
Will a harpy feather do?
Fantastic.
I could find those for you. Those would be fairly, simple. The pearl will just be 10 gold pieces, but the feather, a mere 5 silver.
Yeah, I can do that.
Very well.
It's an ethically harvested feather, right?
I don't
Those
not sure what you mean.
Feathers? Didn't you pick up feathers, Suvi, already when we killed the other ones?
We got harpy feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The manual you gave me before, Filma, says it's got to be an owl feather.
Oh, trade feathers.
Great.
Well,
Alright.
oh, the bag. The bag. Did I give you a price for the bag?
No, I don't believe you have.
It is rather nice looking. I'd be willing to give it to you for 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think we can do that. All right. So what do we got? We got 10 gold, 5 silver. We got how much? 400 gold for your nut, and then another was it another 50 for the gauntlet?
It was 300 for the nut.
300 for the nut.
Well, he said 500. Or 400. He said 400.
400 for the acorn.
Yes.
400 is a bit much for the acorn.
A little steeper than I was expecting.
Okay,
What
I mean,
would you
so
expect for it? Perhaps we could roll a dice or something.
About 250 dice.
Dice.
Perception. That's the one.
I look at him closely.
Scan him. See through him.
Smell him.
Well, it is just gilded, you're right. Perhaps I can part with it for 300 gold pieces.
Fine. That's the best we can do. Delete the money.
Delete money!
okay,
Yay.
how much total was it?
It was 300 for that.
Okay, so I'll cover that. I have platinum pieces,
Suvi already.
Alright.
or I'll cover some of it rather.
Yeah, it's Suvi's nut.
Alright, I'll pay 200 and then you can give me
Oh,
10
boy.
platinum to go with it.
It's
Yeah,
his
I'll give you-
nut. It was made for him.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Sorry.
I still have
You
spending
should
money
be.
if we need to replace the sled.
Good.
Yep, and then so then that makes what 70 gold and 5 silver for the rest.
I'll buy the bag and the earring, which should be 20 gold pieces.
I need to remember how to spell acorn.
And I'll get the gauntlet for the kid.
Cool. These are lovely. These are so fashionable. You have
This is the
quite
most
the collection.
overpriced spell component ever.
Oh my god.
It's a freaking gilded acorn just to cast Summon Beast.
You should have learned how to gild yourself and then just find an acorn, which actually might be the rarer thing around here.
Well,
An acorn.
I am glad that you stopped by. It warmed my tummy. Starts finishing up the stew. I'll be
Yeah,
sure
hey.
to come by your place, since you came by mine.
No, I'd say feel happy to come by, have some soup. Pretty soon we'll have the drink stocked.
I'll have a new sign too.
A new sign? Well,
The free spirits.
I could make you a new sign, if you'll have me. I'm a sign maker by trade.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's actually a relief.
You know, that would be really nice.
That would be amazing if you could do that.
Our other option was a deranged kobold.
Oh, well,
Who does not work for us?
oh, that's good. Worlds can be a nuisance, can't they?
Sometimes
Yes.
they can be nice. Sometimes.
And sometimes they don't stop following you.
We can't be mean to him.
Yes, I used to have a kobold problem, but adventurers were able to clear them out of my basement. That was at least
Oh.
10 years ago, before the winter had started. Long before.
They do seem to like find a nice niche and really dig in, don't they?
Sure
Very
do.
cool. Cool.
Anyway, I'll make that sign for you. I'll just expect a meal when I get there. Maybe
Oh,
a
yeah,
bit
of
of
course.
a bit of mead for my trouble.
Well, what kind of theme do we want for it?
Well, I only do
Goliath.
cursive.
Well, that's spirity enough.
Seems fine.
We can embellish it on our own.
Give Grundle some
Nail a
finger
dead fish
paints.
to it.
Okay. Culver agrees to make you guys a sign and like get it to you guys in a few days when he finishes.
I'll also have him do the runes in Giant for Free Spirit somewhere incorporated.
Sure. You draw down the runes so that he's able to transcribe them. Afraid I won't be able to get these in cursive, but I'm sure that's fine. I'll draw them as you've drawn them.
That would be preferable.
Good. Thank you so much for coming by. The free voices are welcome at Culver's anytime they need something curious, or need to sell something curiouser.
Hey, thank you very much. And, with any luck, when word of our business gets out, probably more people will come through to sell you more magical items and buy some stuff from you.
Oh, good show. Looking forward to it. Have a good day, free voices.
Bye, Jeeves.
That wasn't me. I sound like
Oh.
this.
Grendel, it's Pops, not Jeeves. They're not all named Jeeves. Some of them are just old.
Alright, you guys leave Culver's with some magic items in tow.
Score.
Wow. We owe him so much, guys. He's getting free food and drink for a while. Holy crap.
Selling
just
400
wrapped-
gold acorns.
He had the acorn, he had a bag
He
of
didn't know
holding, he had sending
Any of these
stones.
things are magical. He
Now I
didn't know
can
any
conjure
of
so many pets.
He knew some of them were magical, he did not know the bag of holding was magical.
Yeah.
Fool.
He does not know the worth of magic items, that's for sure.
Idiot.
So we owe him a lot for this.
Oh man, I still have that hag eye.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with that?
Pretty fly for a hag eye.
I don't even know what it does. Pull it out. Ugh.
Hey, don't go pointing that thing around.
Oh, can you use your pearl on it, Nephros?
I hope it's not watching us or something.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I can try and figure out what it does. Maybe I should just try and figure out if it's magical in the first place.
It is, in fact, magical.
Alright.
Further inspection does find that it is a hag eye. That is just what it be.
Identifying hag eyes.
Well, yes, it's a hag eye. It's closer. The
Not
hag
like
eye.
still moving or something, is it?
The hag eye isn't completely useful in its own way. It's mostly just the fact that the members of a hag coven can look through it whenever they want to.
Oh
Ah,
jeez.
Alright, we should probably keep that thing in the bag of holding then.
That explains why the hag knew where we were the whole time.
Did we have another one?
Well, we have one hag eye.
You only have one hag eye.
No,
Yeah.
but then there was a hag we met earlier, like
Right.
the first one in the past, and then we met another one who seemed ambitious as well.
And they were related because she talked about the other one. So there's probably others in this coven that, are seeing what we're doing right now.
I wave at it. Coming for you next.
I open up the bag of holding.
Throw it in.
Best practices. Shove it into the bag.
I keep track of it. I'm deleting it from mine. Gerda's hag eye.
Got
Or
it.
the astral plane.
All right,
Well,
so
that's
we'll
one
keep
less
that
spy
there.
on us.
Yes.
Well, at least we're keeping it close by.
Yeah, where did you have that the whole time, Sophie? just a raw eye floating around in your,
Well, I was hoping it'd be a pearl of power, but it never did anything, so I
Ah,
skipped it.
It was it's not like a normal looking eye, so it could have been anything really.
Yeah. Ice crystal.
oh yeah, that's true. And she had this in her while she was still alive, so
Yes, she had it inside of her eye. It's like glowing.
Well, how big do witches' covens get? Do we have like 10 witches we need to kill or what?
I believe the minimum's 3. So
Yeah, from what most children's tales have told you, witches come in threes.
this one was from a different witch that was in her eye.
Did we ever learn the sea hag's name?
She did announce it, I think. It was Maud Chiselbone.
Yes.
Boy.
Gerda, unknown last name, and Maud Chiselbone. So the last one must be Harold.
Yes.
I don't know what that's based off of.
We'll probably run into her
Don't think
eventually
it's me.
anyway.
Yeah. I'm Dinah. I'm Dorothy. And I'm Max.
Baggy Nana.
Oh, right. Chult. So, you guys got some new magic items. Who's carrying what? Or is some of you just carrying all of it?
Give me my acorn.
I have the bag of holding.
Conjure a beast right now.
I'll take one of the earrings. I'll just hold on to the earrings, George, so we do.
Yeah, you can do that. And then we're giving the potion gauntlet to Grumble.
What do I do with this?
Well, you see, you remember those, remember the couple times you drink the red juice?
Yeah.
So you'd put these, like, I'm like pointing at the slots. Instead of drinking the red juice, you put it in here, and then it's really easy for you to drink it while you are just chopping people up with your axe.
Oh, so I put it on my hand?
Yeah, you're gonna put it on your hand. You can carry 4 of them there, and it's gonna make it really easy for you to drink while you're doing, what you do best.
Okay.
It's just like a drinking hat, like the beer bottle hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Put a glove.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Put
You can slap-
intravenous.
You can slot 4 potions into it, and unless you drink it as a bonus action.
Yeah. Not all 4 of them at once, but one
Right.
at a time as a bonus
Why
action
not?
each.
It's dangerous, okay?
Maybe we could load hot cocoa into it.
You don't want that going directly into your flesh.
Oh, hey, here's one for Shane specifically, why Shane would like it. You could
Oh,
put
boy.
on a mask and then inject the venom,
Oh.
and
Why
then
you-
you could rage.
Grundle was Bane the whole time.
That's a big gauntlet for you.
For
For
you.
you.
Oh god, people need to watch Harley Quinn because Bane is hilarious in that.
Everybody should watch it. It's good.
He just has the Bane voice, but he's like a pathetic little twerp. And he has, of course, the Christian Bale Batman Bane voice.
Yeah. the Weird British.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the Tom Hardy one. That's what I was trying to reference. Anyway, so you guys are finished with Culvers. You've disseminated your magical items amongst your party. Where to next?
Ooh, summon beast.
Cast Summon Beast, summoning a bestial spirit.
Oh, Shuvi, we're in the streets still.
Whoa.
What the hell?
People start like running. Wolf, wolf!
Warn us before you do that.
I didn't even finish casting it.
It looks to you expectantly.
Hello.
Hear a voice within your head. Point me to where I must kill, master.
Awfully violent.
I assume you chose
sorry.
land.
I just kind of assumed that we were in combat mode.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast.
This lasts an hour.
Yeah.
Guess I'm here now. Should I
Well-
kill the old man?
Part of me would be interested in seeing what happens, but you probably shouldn't.
Oh, it looks friendly. Oh, little bitey.
Oh, that's a big pupper.
It's a heckin' big chonker.
It's everything I wanted. I have a pet.
It lasts 1 hour.
What's Francis
Very
gonna
violent.
think?
Francis vaporized at sunrise.
If Grundle found that out, he maybe thought it crushed him or something.
Well, I summoned a beast. We might as well use it to pull the cart. Let's get out of here.
Right. You summon a beast and start pulling that cart.
For 1 hour.
For 1 hour. Then you can probably do it again if you have to. So, you guys is headed out to...
Yeah, I want to talk to. I just want to set up Tam because she's got to be
Sure.
recruiting people,
I think we're gonna go to the north.
and then we'll go north. But I just want to make sure that she has the earring, and then we could. I can talk to her about the business pretty much while
Sure.
we're away.
Venric also offers to stay behind with
Oh, we'll keep
Jeeves.
it with Venric then.
Yeah.
Perfect. Although I
just-
think Tam would listen to me more.
Yeah. Yeah, they're willing to stay behind to try to get the business off the ground, and just start establishing a good rapport with the townsfolk. You guys don't necessarily trust Scorp and Tam to be the best tavern
can
keepers
be.
and hosts, so you maybe put Venric there just as a face. But yeah, Vilma, what are you briefing them on what to do?
I just wanted to make sure Tam knows that we can't let people know that whoever she hires for the chef doesn't go talking that we make free food. That can't be known. Just make sure that that's clear up front.
Yeah, a lot of towns are probably going to be jonesing for free food if they hear that they could potentially keep their town alive. Yeah.
Exactly. We need to make sure that not everybody is like, especially the person that we hire. I don't know if just to have more staff here, but we know that this is our secret here.
All right. I mean, makes sense. I don't want people knocking down our doors anyway.
Exactly.
Are we going to need a cook if we have this thing?
Yeah, I can find a cook or whatever. Sure, I can find some person. Scorp, you know how to cook? Ow. Well, I tried.
Only if I have to sort the moss.
Perhaps branch out a little bit more while before we're, officially open.
Can you cook bestial spirit?
Is that the name of your new drink?
Did you name him that? Bestial spirit. What do you think?
The forest is dying.
Yeah, I know. It's
Oh.
pretty rough.
He's
Working
got a
on it.
point.
I mean, yeah, eternal winter. Everything's dying. Slowly but surely, people will run out of food. So you keep your cauldron of plenty on the down low, and let Tam know that you need to get a hire in. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do?
And I'll just have her have the other earring. That's all.
Okay, yeah. She kind of looks at it. Jewelry's not normally my thing, but I mean, it is a cool serpent. Oh, it has magical properties. Got it. She puts it on her ear. That's fine. Hope you don't mind, but I might take it off at night, because I don't really want people talking to me at night.
No, that's fine. I mean, we could just do certain times of day.
Just give it to Venric. He's
whatever's
camping out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my boss calling me after hours anyway either.
I don't plan on doing that, but I will like to be kept abreast of any developments here. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you know if anything happens.
We'll be away for quite a bit, but hopefully we'll be back with to liven up the place a little bit more.
Sure, I mean, take your time. I'm sure it'll take a bit to find some people.
We'll host an open mic night.
I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to.
Well,
We
we're
can
definitely
maybe
gonna
get
have
some
an open
some
mic.
bards in here. We'll, liven up the place. Come on, Tam. Ugh.
Hire the guy from
Insufferable.
East Haven. He's homeless now.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
Oh God.
Three spirits up. More
this,
ghosts.
this is the same lake. He could do a seance here. As you guys are laughing at the incredulity about having Ronaldo sing and dance here or whatever, the door bursts open. A cold
Hey, I'm
wind.
not
Laser
doing much.
rifles.
A cold wind bursts through, and you see a shadowy figure standing in the doorway. Do the
Hello?
three voices live here?
I mean, we don't live here, but
Who's asking?
Hey, we do. Who
do.
comes knocking?
Well, the name's Solveig. I was looking, see if I can be some any help.
Ah,
Are you a chef?
Ugh, no, but I could cook something for you. She holds out her hand and a fire lights up within it. A sorcerer by trade, and I'd be more than willing to provide my services if it means freeing the Dale from this wretched winter.
wow. It's very straightforward. I love your spirit. This is
Sound very
great.
motivated.
I've been hearing tales of you around Ten Towns. Been trying to find out where you were based, and I heard that there were more heroes about. I know that it can't be done by anybody's own. But if the tales are true and you are seeking to end Oriel's winter, I want to join you.
Well, my friend, you have found the right place.
We just so happen to have a job opening.
Hey! Not gone forever. I might as well be. Jeeves starts sipping some tea. Solveig closes the door behind her and steps forward, clasping the fire shut in her hand. She walks forward and starts shaking your hands and getting to know you guys. She's wearing cold weather clothing, as most people are, though she seems quite at home here, even in the icy dales. She seems to be able to warm herself almost naturally. You notice that the hand that she has like a large glove on it, and the other one doesn't. When asked, she shrugs and just pulls off the glove to show you that one of her hands is a sort of clawed hand, almost like a dragonborn's might be. It's covered in red scales.
Fucking metal. That's fucking awesome, Solvig.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened, but it was just born this way.
Like your whole life you had a claw?
I've been covering it ever since, but here in the Dales, no one really cares as long as you don't take it off. Plus, nobody knows you.
Walking around either.
Solvig, if you if you're feeling uncomfortable, you're free to have it out here at least.
Now,
Don't
do you have to
anybody-
clip your talons like nails, or do you like file them down, or?
They need to be filed down, but normally I just start scratching at my
Oh, yeah.
enemies. Well, that's
Been there.
mostly a lie, actually. I do file them.
Nephro stabs people with his horns.
Yes, I do that.
Well, I don't doubt it. Anyway, I know a few spells. I should be able to help, at least in as far as blasting things comes to.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We've recently been running in with a bunch of Duragar. We believe that they are close to
Invading the Dale.
invading the Dale and bringing about even a worse winter. And they were occupying this very building when we purchased it, so there might be likelihoods that they might be returning exactly here.
Alright, well, I'll keep my eye out if there are any Dorgar around. I'll ask you before I blast them.
Don't have to ask, just blast.
Sounds good. We'll have a communication device around here if you need to. We'll talk with Tam and make sure that she knows. But you can contact us as well in any emergencies.
Alright. Well, where are we headed first?
I think we're headed north to Caer Konig.
Okay, Konig, there's a Durga thing there that we'll look after.
Slightly to the east, right? It's not actually on the location, is it?
It's a little northwest of the location, but might be best to stop in town first anyway, at least set up a base of operations.
Yeah, fish for leads, that sort of thing.
Ishvali.
Nope. Got an extra sled.
Perfect.
Do we have something to
1, 2,
move
3.
it?
6 dogs, 3 sleds. Last I checked, at least.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, they booted our sleds.
No, wait, you have 4 sleds, I think.
We got a fourth one that we had pulled by a temporary creature, I believe.
Yes.
I feel like we were down to 2 at one point from 4, and then we went back up to 3, but maybe there's a 4th one now, who knows?
Yeah, there's 4 sleds. You didn't buy a 5th one just because you didn't have enough dogs. Bryn Shander, there was a place that sold dogs.
Anywho.
Ew.
We
Let's...
ride!
That's right. Icewind Dale
Now Chris can do a different accent.
instead of this one. Darn, I'm gonna miss that one. Alright. You guys are in Caer currently. Caer Konig is literally an hour away, so you can actually use your bestial spirit for the sled if you wanted to.
Hey.
So you can just you
Burgles.
go to Caer Konig. It's kind of quiet on the way. There's not much really to do in the way of talking while you're traveling at breakneck speeds.
There's the Cairn again.
Yep. Elvin's cairn looms like a specter over you all, remembering the times that you almost got caught out by yetis before talking your way out of it. Right. Just,
That's where we came up with our team name.
What's going on? I don't know. What's everything? Everything turns
I don't
dark.
feel so good, Mr. Stark.
They just fused together like that fire guy from DC.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
nerd and the
Sprightly
kid
Venric
just-
and the old genius guy. It's using your body and my brain.
Firestorm?
Yeah, I think it was Firestorm. It's kind of cool concept.
Or Big Storm.
All right, you guys arrive in Caer Konig. This place, like most, is on a lake. This is on the same lake that you guys were on before. It's got a another kind of like crescent-shaped town. You guys enter over here. The little party token is past a massive ruined castle. Looks like there's nothing there. Like nobody's occupying it or anything. It's not like somebody decided to move in. There aren't even any squatters there, especially because
It's
the
not full of hostile bandits like in
reason-
Skyrim.
yeah, it doesn't seem so, especially so close to town. People
You never should've
might
come
take
here.
notice, and especially right next to the speaker's house, which is wicked close by to the Caer. Notably taller than the Caer in this condition. It's overlooking this massive crescent-shaped cliff that kind of separates the top of Caer Konig with like the bottom of Caer Konig where the harbor is. Yeah. As you enter the place, there is a banner above the speaker's house depicting a like the sigil of Caer Konig, which is a crest, the white border on a blue field. There's a white fish like jumping in the air. Another fishing town. Go fucking figure. Yeah.
Why build a castle to defend your fishing town?
Yeah, this one didn't seem to have made it. You don't know what the history is, but anybody can try to make a history check if they're natives to Icewind Dale.
Totally. Do you know anything about this place?
Well,
0.
I could try.
Keep
could
it
try.
Hell
consistent.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I live here.
I'm from the mountains. I kind of remember somebody saying something about an attack. Solvig nods at Grundle and says, when Akar Kessel and his people started storming through
Kessel
Icewind
Run.
Dale, this was one of the first keeps that fell.
Yeah, that's what I said.
At least that's what they'll tell you. It was actually ruined by orcs first.
Damn.
Yep.
Not
then
mine.
the orcs came down to Caer and iced that village as well, but not their tower. They were able to stand tall and defend against the orcs. This Caer was ruined long before a Kessel came through.
Big bummer.
Constructs of man are doomed to fall anyway.
As you guys start like shuffling through the town, you can see a few bundle up people like traveling between the snow battered houses, keeping their heads down, kind of not really noticing you guys. They got their own things to worry about, it seems. As you guys are walking kind of like down the nearest slope to the east, you pass by an alleyway when there's suddenly some movement. A pile of snow starts shifting. Who goes there? Thieves? I found those thieving bastards! A dragonborn, like, hefts up and starts looking around, glaring angrily.
Easy.
Who are you? Who are you?
Well, we're the
My
kind
na-
of people who hunt invisible thieves.
My name's Grundle. What's your name?
He kind of like belches. It looks like he might have thrown up a little in his mouth.
He's a black
Gross.
dragonborn.
That's a weird name.
The name's Trovis. He stumbles to his feet and kind of wavers a bit. There's a broken bottle in his hand. He kind of just tosses it into the alleyway. I'm the town speaker.
Not a great first
Oh.
impression.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let me
Fucking
help you out. I'll
keep him
just
local.
use prestidigitation on him. It's like, okay.
Thank you, my friend.
How did you end up here, covered in snow?
Ponders for a moment. Well, I was drinking last night.
Got it.
I was, out looking for the thieves that have been plaguing the town. Still no signs of them.
Invisible thieves, I'm assuming.
Visible? Well, no one's really seen them. The whole town's been complaining of troubles. Just the other night, the lantern over the northern light was stolen. He points down the cliff towards like an inn at the bottom of it. Corey won't let me hear the end of it, because I haven't been able to find those responsible. Not yet,
Have they
anyway.
perhaps been stealing any jewelry or crystals?
Plenty of stuff's gone missing, but he starts counting on his hands. The lantern that was stolen last night, it's magical, valuable. There were a pair of goats. The local tavern's looking for those. Don't
Not the
have
goats.
much in terms of milk or food without them. There was also a sack of pearls. Carved pearls from Frozen Fire expeditions down there. Look, you aren't from around here. I can tell that. You aren't by any chance adventurers, are you?
We're a new band. We've just moved in recently into the village to the south, Gardinaval, so yes, we are adventurers, and we're searching for some invisible thieves ourselves.
We've seen this before.
Well, if you have experience, then I deputize you to go look for them.
Sweet badges.
We can't really offer you much in terms of a reward or anything. Most of the money's gone anyway. It's thieving bastards going around.
We'll look into the matter for you, Thomas, and perhaps we can return what was taken.
I'm sure that the people in town would be very grateful for your
Do you
help.
have
Morty.
anyone else searching for the thieves?
Shakes his head. Just me and the town speaker, so it's my job. It's my job to find the thieves and put them to justice.
Yeah, and you've been doing a really good job of it, but we can tell you really tuck it out by that. So let's just, we'll tap in for a little bit.
Yeah, you seem to need a break, and
You
that's
should
fair.
drink some water.
They're working very
spirals
hard.
a
A lot.
bit in place and goes, puts a hand on his head. Maybe I should lay down somewhere inside. He starts shambling off to the speaker's house with his tail dragging behind him.
Everybody laugh.
Everybody laugh! Everybody laugh!
Please laugh.
Yeah, he shuffles off to the speaker's house. You see his silver scales disappear behind him.
All right. Well, I mean, we got one scene of the crime down at the lighthouse.
I like lighthouses.
And the expedition
Northern Light.
also lost something. We'll see what. I'm assuming these might have magical items as well, if the lantern was also magical.
Or is it a doghouse now?
We'll have to ask them.
Yeah.
I
thought the
guess
speaker
we'll
was drunk,
ask.
not you, Nephros.
Alright, you guys start heading down the hill.
Start at Frozen Far?
Sorry?
I'm asking the group if they want to start at Frozen Far.
It's right there. Why not?
Actually, it's a little bit closer. Sure. Why don't we start there?
Thought to ask.
It's on the way. So going down the hill, you stop at Frozen Far Expeditions. You head in, and it seems to be a simple trading post. It sells most types of adventuring gear. They also sell like crampons and sleds and cold weather gear. Most stuff that you'd probably need out in the wilds. Probably find
Hey,
most non-magical things here on the adventuring gear list. There's a guy behind the counter who's got like a small like mustache beard scenario going on with long unkempt hair. He looks up. Hello, how's it going? The name's Atnas Swift. Welcome to Frozen Far Expeditions. Are you heading up the cairn?
I've
We
been
were
there,
there
done that.
recently, but we do have quite often go out into the mountains, so this gear might be useful. We also heard recently that there was a thief going around, and you had something stolen from you.
Did have something stolen from me. I had a small sack of pearls. They were just decorative, but I was holding on to them to sell them later, at Culver's, but thieves took off with the damn thing. I don't even know how it happened, because I've been here most of the time. The only time that I'm not here is when I'm out back feeding the dogs.
Yes, curious. So you would never have seen them.
No, I didn't see anything. Jarthra! Jarthra! Aye? Some people here looking for the thieves. Oh, I tell him I haven't seen anything. Right, well, Jarthra hasn't seen anything. She's the guide that we hire for going up mountain expeditions. Yeah, if you want to ask her something, I can get her for you.
So she does expeditions right up the mountain?
Yeah. I'm a little too old to be doing that sort of thing. Hiking's destroyed my knees. But she's a dwarf. She's nice and hardy. She'll be doing it for decades after I'm gone.
Okay, fair enough. No, we were just looking for information. I don't know if I'll look around. You guys
Should we
want to
check
take
the
something?
premises?
We'll be going to
Yeah,
the
I mean-
mountains soon, so might as well.
Yeah, it'd be useful if we could investigate like the location of the room, if you have a storeroom, where the stuff was stolen from, or anything like that.
I mean, it was stolen right in this room.
All right, well, fair enough.
Yeah, feel free to look around. If you need any gear too, be more than willing to sell you something. Maybe I can throw it in for free if you can get my pearls back. But yeah, it was just in here. He like goes behind the counter, opens up a little chest in the back. Looks like it was locked. He explains that it should have been locked at the time, and if it was broken into, they must have locked it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Seems
pretty
an awful
basic.
lot like the last crime we stumbled upon.
Yeah, I mean, that's basic thievery 101, though. Nothing really identifying about that methodology.
It's just that nobody's seen anybody so far is what's making
Yeah.
me think that it could be. Or somebody
So-
equally as stealthy.
Are there any windows into the room?
There's two front windows. The only other
Alright.
door in the place leads to upstairs and out back, which I would have taken the door out back, so maybe they got in the front door. But I didn't see anyone come in or hear anybody, but I guess if they were sneaky, maybe they would have.
Yeah, front door locks are usually loud. Do you lock your windows at night?
Yeah, windows are always locked. I don't have any reason to open them, especially when it's this cold out. But I wouldn't have been able to open the door. Unlock the door until I fed the dogs, because I do that every morning.
Alright, that's good to know. I'd like to investigate the windows and see if it's true, like if they look like they have not been opened, basically ever.
Ice crust.
You look at the windows, and they do seem to be locked. There's no signs that they were opened recently. The dust is undisturbed.
Alright.
I'll let you guys do a group investigation check. If you guys want to spread out, gang, look
Come on,
for
minus one.
clues.
Yeah.
Split up, gang.
Solveig can try as well now that she's with you. Just a simple intelligence. Both Vilma and Solveig close behind. You guys identify that there are some like variations in the footprints to the back door, the one that goes out to the dog kennels. As you head out there, kind of just to look around, you see like the dogs are all like, yeah, they're all rushing up to like meet you. But
Aren't you guys fluffy?
furthermore, you note that this place is exposed to the outside, and as you're looking around to try to identify this strange disturbance that you may have instinctively picked up on, Vilma, you spot a set of dwarven footprints, dwarf-sized anyway, heading in from around the building, in through the doorway leading to the kennel area.
Dwarven footprints going into the kennel. Does your guide need to go into the kennel? Ever?
Ooh, Jarthra?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes she likes playing with the dogs. Why?
Just asking.
She would have used the same entrance I do.
I mean, that's fair. Okay. Let's go look by the kennel. I suppose then.
Look by the kennel. There's not really anything unusual here, or anything that has been pounded down by most of the dogs. Yeah. You don't see anything unusual here. The footprints that you found were leading from around the house and into the back door.
Going to the back door. Oh, sorry, I said the kennel. Does she live here? Does she use the back door?
She would just use the same door that I do. She lives upstairs in another room.
Okay.
Separate rooms. Separate rooms.
Okay.
You're not telling that I'm married to you, are you? No, I'm not. Not lying to them, Jarthra.
Insight check.
I think she's joking. I hope she's joking. But yeah, anything that you need, just be sure to let me know. I'll let you guys make an insight check. Anybody can do this. Except for
Double
Solveig.
nines.
Double 12s.
Double 12s. Double 13? Oh, that's an 18.
Close. No red eights.
Yeah, I mean, 13, 12, those are average. You guys think that there might be some relation to the fact that you were thinking that Durgar do seem to be able to turn invisible. And they are roughly the size of a door.
That's true too.
When they want to.
And they went around the back, these tracks?
Yeah, they came from around what would be, I guess, the front of the building, coming to the back, and into the back door.
Suvi, can you follow these tracks?
Maybe. Depends on how far they've traveled.
Grundle too? Do you want to take a look?
I could look.
These Durgars tend to not travel alone, so there could be another pair somewhere.
Sure, I'll let you make a survival check to try to find some
I feel like
sort of
it's been
sign.
a while since I rolled this. 11.
11.
Unless Grundle wants advantage.
You know that they might inhabit somewhere abandoned as well, so...
Yeah, Suvi is mostly able to confirm your suspicions that they are probably dwarven footprints that did come not through the back door, like out of the back door, but into the back door.
Hard to miss these big square feet.
Grundle, you're also able to intuit that they're, although they do visit the road, look around back behind the kennel, and they do seem to have traveled around the kennel. As you're following them back, they also head back out into the wilderness, off up the hill, the pine trees. Somebody
Seems like we
seems
have a
to have
lead.
come out of the woods to the kennel, circled around the kennel, and then snuck in the back door.
That way. Wait.
I agreed.
Well, these seem to be leading out to the wilderness. Are we prepared? Solveig, you prepared for a potential scuffle coming up?
Always ready.
Alright. We took the candle from Venric.
Yeah,
Who's holding on to that?
I've got it right here.
I have it? Okay.
I have it.
I've got it in the little
Open
metal
cave
holder.
journal.
Got it in the little metal holder. I've got my sleepy nightcap on.
Got
Got my
acorn.
floppy shoes.
Trying to get into the mindset of a sleepy person waking up to feed the dogs.
Right, exactly.
Well, are we gonna go to the northern light down there as well?
Yeah, we might as well check it out. It seems interesting enough.
At least we have one lead.
Yes.
Nope, those tracks aren't going anywhere.
Well,
Not snowing or anything.
We thank you, Artemis. We'll try and get your perils back. I thank you. Is Solveig, a member of the Free Voices of the Dale.
okay, well, let's try to
In
go.
turn.
Branding, Miss Vilma.
Of
Took
course.
me a while to find you guys. You have to do the branding thing.
That has been exclusively what I've been doing every time I see anybody.
Good. Well, keep at it.
Not like you didn't find us.
Yeah.
Ain't that
That's, I mean, that feels like that's more on you.
Certainly I'm not the problem. Puffs out her chest and starts heading to
Anyways,
the
I'm
northern
part
lake.
of your... I'm part of your
Just
group
so
now, by the way.
confident.
Come
Like
along.
that.
Let's keep investigating. I'm getting tired of this.
Tired of what?
Investigating. I want to get it over with.
Okay, well... Sure. we're going to the
Onward to the dark house.
Going south to the northern light.
Right. Well, northern compared to the towns, I guess. You head
Compass
south,
goes up, dead straight north.
straight north. You head to the Northern Light. It is a 2-story building. It's got a nice porch, and the sign out front, just swinging limply in the wind, says the Northern Light, and it shows a lantern that's painted in the center beneath this, and it's like shining out with a bunch of different rainbows of color. And above it is a hefty chain that is just hanging limply with nothing on it. It seems like it once held what the titular lantern would be, but no longer. You head inside and see the front area of like an inn. There's a few benches out front for people to sit in below the front windows, and then there's just a desk and a set of stairs leading up into the sets of rooms upstairs. It's mostly empty when you walk in, though from behind the desk a young woman perks up and can I help you guys? I was not expecting anybody coming in today.
Yes, so we're just visiting town, and we heard that the light of the Northern Light recently went missing, so I'm wondering if you could tell us about what happened.
You just heard that. Did Trovis tell you?
Yes.
Was he, she does air quotes, patrolling again?
You could say that, in a way.
Gosh, I better send somebody to look for him. Hori!
He's home, but he
Hori.
could use something to look after him.
I think Trovis might need some help again. A woman comes down the stairs. What is it? Oh, Ellie, you didn't tell us we had guests. Do you need any help? No, I got it, Corey. Just go see to Trovis. Bring him some food. He's probably been out there all night. I'll see to these people.
He needs a lot of water.
Corey puts on a a big fur coat, covers up her long black hair, and then rushes out the door with a set of rations underneath her arm. The other person left is Allie, and she's got long blonde hair. You're not here for a night at the inn. I'm sure I could offer you one, but willing to do it for free if you could find that lantern for me.
Well, why don't you tell us about it and what happened?
Sure. Oh, jeez. Should have let Corey tell the story.
Gods.
Either way,
What
we
is
don't we don't know stole it, but supposedly it got up and walked away. I didn't see it, but Corey says that she saw it get off of the hook and then climb down and start swinging in the wind as it just drove off, floating like a ghost was carrying it.
Oh
This
my
was
god.
a lantern?
Sorry, what was that, Chase?
This was a magical lantern?
Yes, it was the whole. It's the whole gimmick. The Northern Light. It changes color on its own. It like cycles between like green and pink and blue and all the colors you might see in the Northern Lights.
It was probably the White Lady. She's the ghost that takes things.
Well, that's what Corey says, but he saw like big stocky footprints in the snow, so I don't think that it was a ghost. I think someone took it and Corey was just a little tired last night.
Or perhaps the thief was invisible.
The footprints went north of here, you would say?
Yes, they headed off north, but they kind of disappear. after a while.
Yeah, has anybody followed after the footprints?
I was off into the woods. I'm not gonna waste my whole day looking for what is essentially a gimmick to get people to come here.
Fair enough.
And it doesn't do anything else but make light?
That's all it does, but that's all it needs to do.
Okay. No history around it.
I mean, I bought it off of a
Okay.
yeah, this, you heard of Torga? She came through and she had a few magic items on her, and I saw the thing and thought it'd be a good idea to brighten up the inn.
Do we all
That's
collectively
kind of-
cringe?
It's cheap kind of trash that she would sell, that's for sure.
Eh,
I'm
well-
sure she charged you too much for it.
They wherever these thieves went, they probably went off into the mountains. But I'm not gonna follow them, but I'll give you a room for the night and maybe throw in some ale if you were able to get the thing back.
Do you also have chocolate milk? That's important.
Yeah, but I don't see why that's important.
Okay, no, it is. Keep note. It's important. Well, thank you for your help. We're investigating this matter, so we'll keep you abreast of the developments.
Alright, thanks. Hopefully Corey gets back soon and she can man the front, but if you need anything, I'll be nearby. I need to put the stew on.
Oh, seems like the same story as the other place.
I think that's pretty conclusive. Well,
They're not stealing any gems this time, though, which is odd.
yes, I don't know the significance behind these pearls other than their worth. I think they would just. I'm assuming the lights on all night. That's why they got rid of the northern light.
Maybe it does more than the shopkeeper knows.
Perhaps.
We've got a magic lantern back at Fenric, too.
That's true. Okay. Well, I suppose we try to triangulate with the footprints north. See what we can find.
They stole some goats, too.
There's the goats as well. So,
People love stealing goats.
I mean, what else is there out here?
Well, they're hardy animals. Can climb anything. You saw them on the Caer.
It's
Yeah,
true.
we were attacked by one, I
We're
believe.
attacked by goats, yes. Almost knocked you off the frickin' mountain.
That's true.
That was an evil goat.
Okay.
Some
I'm
of them
sure
are
these
sweet.
goats are very nice. Okay.
So we head to the tavern and get offered free drinks there, too.
I don't know.
It's probably the goats, honestly.
I
They
mean,
got their goat.
it's not a bad idea to try and follow these tracks while it's still daylight, and if it's maybe dusk by the time we get there, we might be able to catch them right as they're about to leave.
Well, I'm sure that they'll say yes before we see them if they utilize their invisibility.
Oh, we got the Master Sniffer over here.
We do have
Nephros
a-
bumps Suvi with his elbow.
I smelled that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how
smelt
that
it before he
works.
felt it.
Invisibility only goes so far when you pay attention.
You know, you just have to pay attention. That's what it was.
And be born with the innate ability to turn invisible, too.
So you have like a sense for it.
Yeah, he knows how it works.
All right. Well, north we go.
Okay, so you're heading north.
Yeah, we could swing by Frozen Far and buy some equipment if we want it.
Well, we
They
can come back.
seem to have dogs and sleds there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Do we need anything?
Why don't we come back after we
Yeah.
bring back
sure.
the stuff?
Are you taking sleds on your little expedition?
Want to walk in and be
Let's
stealthy?
look at the map.
Can't be
and see
that
how
far. They were on foot.
Sure.
Yeah. I think
Get
it's
out the
likely.
map.
So-
Faction map is the one with the circles.
Yeah. The little. A so it's probably about 2 hexes away, which is again about an hour away, supposedly.
And it'll be dark by the time we get there then.
Yeah.
What's it, like afternoon right now or something?
I mean, so you woke up in the morning, you went to Culver's, shopped around there, came back, met
We
Solveig, and
probably
then
left around midday.
yeah, I mean, it's probably like maybe going on afternoon if you were just being lazy about going about business. Otherwise, it's maybe midday.
Alright, yeah, I feel like... I feel like there won't be like a big hole we'll need the sled for, potentially.
Yeah, I think it's better to take the fast and light approach.
Yes, having the
Oh,
dogs around
Slow and light.
go.
Well,
okay.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find a stable.
Right. Yeah, Frozen Far Expeditions does have kennels available for the dogs as well.
They do.
So you're able to leave your dogs there in addition to their own dogs, and there's plenty of kennels to keep them separate. They offer you a sled, but you guys are traveling on foot, so you start heading. All of you.
Be good puppies.
They, of course, listen to you. They'll be good. You told them.
They're good boys.
Right. As you guys start heading up to the north. What's your marching order, I suppose?
Probably Subi up front, and then
Rumble
don't
can
know.
back me up on survival.
Yeah.
yep, 2 of them at the front, and then probably me,
On the line
Vilma.
over here.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I'll be in the middle.
Wizard in the middle.
Wizard. Okay. I'm setting it up on the other screen as well.
Cool.
Alright. Guys, head out into the wilderness once more. As your day, it's
Making our way up north.
making your way up north, kinda slow, traveling light. Even at midday, it's getting very chilly out, and the sky begins to darken as a blizzard starts to set in once more. It happens to the best of us.
Big surprise, guys. Blizzard inbound.
You guys start trying to like make sure that you can follow these tracks, because it looks like it's been a few days or so, and the tracks that you were following, even though they were like obviously dwarven tracks like near to the town, as they go further out they start to be nothing more than just like slight depressions. It's gonna be difficult to try to follow them, so I'm gonna need survival checks from, I guess Suvi is in front. Grundle can help from behind.
I do that.
Based on your marching order.
A little mediocre.
A little mediocre. But that is actually enough to beat the check, so we don't need to spend any inspiration. Just saying. If you were thinking that.
I was gonna be like,
Hold it! Inspiration! Alright.
Hold it.
It only lasts 10 minutes. It's kind of awkward for this such a situation.
That's true, yeah. So, are able to find the tracks. They do pick up inside of the tree line as you start slowly trying to keep pace with these dwarven tracks. It seems like there's a few sets of them. 2, maybe 3 sets of these dwarven tracks. After maybe a half hour of searching and following these tracks, it does take you longer since it's not dog sledding anymore. But you're heading out like into this hex or so, kind of searching around in here. Eventually, the tracks become a bit clearer beneath the covering of the trees, and you find a confusing set of tracks. I'll need another survival check to find out what happened here. There's
I will be.
There's a lot of
prepared.
disturbance. Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
Vilma
I'll take it.
inspires Suvi.
Oh,
Thank goodness for the advantage that Grundle was giving. Assuming the same as last time.
yeah.
So, while inspired, Suvi, you're able to...
Well, might as well flex.
Might as well flex.
29.
There you go. Suvi, desiring to do a really good job.
They're rolling 3 consecutive 15s.
They kneel down.
Smell that, Grundle?
They left maybe 8 hours ago. There were 3 dwarves, Duragar, I'd assume, around. They were loading a sled. A big old sled, like that our sled dogs would pull. It looks like a conflict, but there was no conflict. There was a massive beast here. It was pulling the sled as you look off into the distance.
Their hands are bound.
They... yeah. It could have... Their hands could have been bound. Because whatever this big thing is... It's like the size of a giant. Like a large creature.
As I
And it
gesture
was-
at the giant footprint.
And it was bipedal. Humanoid? Yeah, there was some kind of like bipedal humanoid pulling a sled that the Duragar loaded and went off to the northwest, even further. Off towards Kelvin's cairn, somewhere near the base.
Giants, perhaps?
Upside, giants are really visible.
Being giant, yes.
Well, it's not a huge-sized giant, it's a large-sized giant.
Could be the Yetis again?
No, those are more claw-like feet. These are
Yeah,
humanoid.
I don't think Yetis would work with Durgar, but I mean,
Perhaps another
giants
feet
are-
big.
yeah, it could be very big.
Well, whatever it is, I think we best get moving. Try to find this thing.
Let's get after
Yeah.
it, boys
Well, the
And
trail is
girl.
pretty damn obvious now.
There's 2 girls, thank you.
and girls.
And girls and guys, girls and guys.
Who's
Is this the order? I think this was the order.
yep.
Yep,
Yes.
there you go. First guess. Good try.
Yeah, you guys noom off, and as you start following these tracks, blizzard starts to get even further. It starts covering these tracks, but these tracks are fresher, at least, than the last ones, and with the tree cover, they'll probably survive the blizzard. The wilderness opens up into foothills, covered with snow and rocky bits, covered with like each hill is like an outcropping of trees or so that kind of dot the landscape. Although there's something strange that seems
Neighborhood?
There's something strange that seems to be following you guys.
I'm gonna pull out my laser gun.
Pull up my fucking laser gun.
I love saying it every time.
Yeah, Nephros, you easily spot this thing, no check required. It's emitting light, and it's starting to gain on you guys steadily, but seems to be walking. It's humanoid in shape, but it's got like a beacon of light, shining bright light out into like a radius around it, as light does.
All right. Never's gonna tell the group to stop and be like, hold up, something's approaching from behind. It's really bright, so I suggest we stop so it doesn't follow us any closer to the camp and make us get spotted.
No, let's
We
hide.
hide.
Can we hide?
Yeah, probably.
Let's go.
Dive into the snowbank.
Dive into a snowbank.
Oh,
Head
it's ice.
first.
In fact, I could hide us quite well under illusions. I'll actually use major image so we just blend into the snow.
Could you like do a forced perspective and make it look like we're still walking?
No.
Yeah, it'll lead us right. It'll lead it right to us, but it'll look like that we're in the distance.
Can you do a forced image of a train tunnel on the wall?
Yeah, perhaps it will Wile E. Coyote into it.
Mmm.
That
They
will
have no
get
choice
'em.
but to run into it. Yes, great.
All right.
I'll have to hold on to that one for later. That's a good idea, though.
That's a lovely intelligence check you got there.
That would definitely make a good song if somebody falls for that.
Yeah, let's just move off. of
The-
where we're going.
You create this illusion of a pile of snow that you guys are kind of hiding within. Solveig looks up and goes, "No, it's one of them. Frostmaiden's minions. Saw one once. Was able to get back to town quick enough. I don't know what it wants with us, but maybe it's because I'm here. No,
Quick,
Did I
Velma,
fake it?
showing you back.
No, we're hiding. We need to hide.
continues to walk
Quiet.
towards you.
Can we? So if like I can move the illusion with us, if it's just a snow pile, can you just like gently move us away and see if it still follows us?
Do.
I'm gonna pick up the cardboard box, start walking.
Just
Yeah,
a bunch
you
of
guys
legs
Solid
poking out.
Snake. Legs poking out. Makes like a Hanna-Barbera like. You guys are Flintstoning the ice mound or snow mound. You guys start slowly and subtly shifting your way in a different direction, perpendicular to where this thing is headed. I'm gonna have you guys make a group stealth check.
Dice are against me today.
They love me today.
You used up all my 20s last game.
Right? You guys are moving pretty stealthily, especially like with this this wind blowing all the time and the snow blustering past you guys. Surely, the thing didn't see you, but it continues to walk towards you. It slightly alters its direction. Begins just following you unerringly as the wind.
Don't you, Velma? It's your tattoo.
The wind whips past you.
So
You hear something along the wind.
Oh no.
This is the doom that awaits you all. This is the fate of any who dare to claim what is mine. Behold the final light of winter. The creature seems to come into focus. It's humanoid, but the light is coming from its face. It is coming out from underneath a wintry hood. Snow seems to be drifting just out where the light's coming from.
Darkness.
See shit.
It's now about this close to you as you are following the tracks along the ground. Yes, and it is dark out, although I think you guys can technically see the creature.
I can, yeah.
Oh,
It
it's
is-
glow. I hope we can.
Yeah, it is emitting light, so I don't know if you can see it on the
Mhm.
thing.
I
Yep,
get it.
it's visible.
Okay. But yeah, you guys are in the darkness. So those with dark vision are able to see, but everybody else can just see it. What do you guys want to do?
What do you mean that it's after you?
It's not after me. I think it's after you because you're marked by the Frostmaiden.
Zolflik said it was coming after her.
Maybe. I mean, I've seen one before, but I was able to get away in time.
Maybe we just run then if it doesn't.
Have to go back to town.
What
Yeah,
are these
no,
things?
we're
Do they
not.
attack people? What the fuck?
I don't know, I've only heard stories, but supposedly it's a frozen... someone who died in the frost and Oral has taken her hold on them. Well,
Right.
Suvi,
Soupy.
what would you like to do? It is upon you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are in an
first,
illusory
apparently.
mound, but it doesn't seem to mind. I'll just throw that out there because I didn't put it in the environment, but you guys are in an illusory mound.
Well, he's in longbow range. Let's see if it bleeds, I guess. Do we have any other recourse?
Fire an arrow off to the darkness and into its light. It seems to have missed. It whizzes past the thing. Continues its advance unperturbed. Second attack.
Yeah, I suppose.
I know you have it.
Nope.
Red 8s. Oh, Nephros.
Transfer
Channel the
the curse.
Nephros.
That's my thing.
Hey! That's my thing!
You're not allowed to miss that bad, only me.
They're my red 8s, and I need them now.
Well, there goes 2 ammo.
Anything else, Subi? Step.
Run
Move a little
away.
bit. I guess. I'll do it.
Next turn. Nephros.
Alright, well, we've killed ghosts so far, we've beaten giants. I'd say we just try and scare this thing away if possible.
I think it's not gonna be scared. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's what I said, if possible.
Things a being of undead relentlessness. You can't scare away what's already dead.
We can fill it
Let's
full of
see
holes.
if-
Hopefully.
yeah, let's see if it-
try.
Let's see if it likes the laser gat.
The what?
A laser gat.
Nephros pulls out his laser rifle and shoots out a beam towards the cold light walker. And it's lighting up like a beacon. Nephros, you're able to hit it, even lacking the proficiency. +5.
Yeah.
Dexterity.
Oh, your
I'm a
dexterity is
dexterous boy.
20. Goodness.
Yeah, I'm a dexterous boy.
Alright, roll for damage.
Free laser boy.
Singe it for 20 damage. It stops for a second and like kind of hunches over. Then it stands back up, its light pointed towards you guys like a hooded lantern, and it continues its advance.
Alright, that didn't quite do as much as I was hoping for.
Looks like it hurt it.
That's true. I'm gonna step over
Seems
here
Quite unrelenting.
with my last 5 movement, and would you say I'm behind enough the tree to attempt to hide, or
Yeah,
have
as
we
long as you're like
established- okay.
near the trees, then you're behind.
Yeah, alright, I will bonus action hide then.
Sure. That... You hope that that's able to hide from the thing. At least for a while.
Yeah.
It is Solveig's turn. Alright, fine. You got fire. Think it's time for me to do some fire. She lights up her left hand. And
Hadouken!
character sheet does not want to load. Okay, there it is. She holds aloft her red dragon arm and shoots out a little ball of fire that acts as a firebolt spell.
And the big numbers.
And it looks like it hit.
Piercing.
5. Oh, it shouldn't be piercing. It's a bolt! I fixed it. It's because the template says piercing. Alright. It's for 5 piercing damage. Got it!
Conjured a crossbow bolt and then shot it out.
And she's gonna run to... She runs over here for cover, stumbling through the dark, but trying to find some place at least to hide. The creature advances. And... Lord helping, probably advance once more? Let me see first.
Please advance more.
Let's see. Cone of Cold, 60 feet. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So it goes to where Solveig is heading, and as it turns its light, it kind of trains on Solveig as she's running and stumbling through the snow.
Target
And
acquired.
the light suddenly focuses, unleashing a cold ray at her.
Laser.
It's inaccurate, but it looks quite dangerous. As it skids along the ground to reach Solveig, icicles start popping up in the snow and the stone. She jumps out of the way before it does any damage. And it continues its advance. Vilma, it's your turn.
Okay. That looked like a pretty dangerous thing, I'm assuming.
Looks like it hit you.
Okay. Well, I can't see where I am. So that's pretty cool. And I'm assuming
Like it's
cold
dark or
damage
something.
won't do anything to him. So I will
Gun damage.
You're unable to like get the laser thing going very well, and it kind of goes off intermittently, or rather, it goes off sooner than when you expected, and it goes off past the thing.
Oh, the
Alright.
middle one's the trigger.
I know the trigger. It's just I can't see. It's dark. Okay. I'm gonna find a. I can't see if there's a tree around me, but I will stumble into a tree and try to hide,
Yeah, you generally know where things are. It's just pitch black for you.
just so I can cover from a ice beam or something.
Sure. Alright, you start running off towards
And
wherever you
I
need to.
will bonus action inspire. We'll do Subi. I'll inspire Subi.
Sure.
Right, you inspire Suvi with a few words. Hopefully not praise oral, but you know.
Yeah, he was telling me how to use the laser rifle, but I'm gonna give him a few more pointers on the laser rifle.
Gonna explain the rifle to
I'm gonna-
Suvi.
Explain the rifle.
So that's how you don't want to do it, Suvi. In case you were wondering, I'm gonna go over here. Grundle, it's your turn.
Hey, is Vilma still right in front of me?
Sure. Said you were moving,
Yeah,
right, Vilma?
I can't see though. So if you could just move me behind a tree or something, that'd be great.
Well, I'll move you to the closest one, which is kind of where Nephros is.
Great.
Move towards Nephros, but it's not enough to get you into the tree.
25, 30, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Well, let's find out what the cold light does.
Yeah, let's do with this. Let's do this.
My movement should be 40 feet, by the way.
Oh yeah. God damn it.
You could probably reach them. You're just
Yeah,
adding on,
Speed.
Yeah, you can definitely reach them.
yeah, with a dash. Probably
The
not.
dash, yeah, not with.
Yeah.
Just regular. All right, so I'm gonna reach him. Let's see. Do this one. Oh no, gotta click the token first. There we go.
All right.
Hey.
You enter a rage, and the tiger's tail tears out from behind your back. Bony spikes shooting out towards the whip end of the tail. You go to engage the Cold Light Walker. Its cloak is tattered and ruined from wind and time, and the fur on its like hood is just covered in ice and just frozen in place. You can't see anything beyond the just pure light emitting from beneath its hood, but otherwise it looks vaguely humanoid. Its arms are like bound together underneath it as if it was shivering for warmth, but now it's just frozen this way. But its feet still move.
Lovely.
Lovely. Suvi, it's your
I'm
turn.
into it.
I'm back.
Back,
Inspired. More than 10-foot dark vision. Just gonna move this general direction. Try to get Grundle out of my line of fire.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
6. Right. Let's do the laser rifle. Why the fuck not?
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's missing it.
Laser goes past it once more. It's like the light's trying to avoid the light. I don't know, man.
You're slippery.
Slippery
Second
little
attack.
buggers.
Yay. Ah, it's not happening.
Grundle, get out of the way!
Suvi and
What?
Velma are just stormtrooper in it.
A little busy.
Yeah.
We need to do. Need to spend a week practicing with these damn things.
You didn't
man.
roll inspiration on the 11?
Oh shit. You're right.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You have it.
I'll allow it.
That-
At a 14.
That is enough to hit the Cold Light Walker.
Yay.
The first shot goes perfectly as you line it up, ignoring what Vilma had said to you. The second shot, though, goes off a bit wide. So roll for that first damage. 23 damage. The Cold Light Walker's arms kind of like light up as it gets hit, leaving a singe mark on its side.
Get 'em, ice birds.
Then a bunch of shrikes emerge, icy manifestations of your ranger abilities.
Piercing, go.
It is ice damage, cold damage.
Not piercing.
It's piercing. All right.
Yep.
Then stabbity stab.
Yakety yak.
They start poking holes and tearing away at the Cold Light Walker's gear, revealing a bitter, cold, and blue flesh, but once alive humanoid beneath. Not like you, Subi. Your skin is nice and beautiful blue.
Thank you.
Right?
more of a
Grundle's very
warm-
green today too.
Anything else?
Su-
Subi?
Suvi's a warm blue.
Exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll be fine.
Nephros, you're hiding and Vilma comes like stumbling through the dark towards you.
Nephros, are you there?
Don't give it. Yeah, let me just pop up. All right. Am I still hidden? Would you say?
Yeah, you're hiding definitely.
Okay.
Vilma's just nearby, you know.
Yes, exactly. All right.
An
I
effective
will-
distraction. And yes, I see that, Vilma. I'll let you know if we can hear you.
All right. Oh. Well, yeah. Just get that bad roll out of the way, Vilma.
Yeah.
I will try it again. Oh.
Yeah, in spite of Grundle providing a bit of cover for the thing, you are able to pinpoint right on the beans. This thing
On the
is
beans.
blasted in the head. Roll for damage, and I believe you can add your sneak attack. Yeah, it did do it already. So that's 18 radiant and 25 sneak damage. Okay, what's 18 plus 25? 30, 43? 43 damage?
Yes.
Right. With your laser rifles, you're able to make quick work of the Cold Light Walker before it is real chance to do any harm. The thing is blasted in its head, and it erupts into freezing cold. Grundle, make a Constitution saving throw.
Boy. I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You will take half this cold damage. It's going to be dealt to you. Dice roll. Okay, you take 13 cold damage as it erupts into a polar blast. It is destroyed. Its light flickers out. Then Grundle, you're covered in like a layer of ice and frost.
Oh, sorry about that, kid. Where'd you go?
I'm chilly.
Jeez, crit. Wait for 2 seconds and he obliterates.
Yeah, it's just I had a big glowing spot. Something was telling me shoot the glowing spot.
Getting real angry about wasting my angries.
Getting real rageful. Wilma pulls out a torch. Is everyone alright? And everybody stumbles out of the woods. Yeah, I think I'm fine.
It's really
Oh.
weird how a blinding light just stops at 20 feet, isn't it?
It is a little weird. I'm
Yeah,
glad
probably
that
some.
we were
Kind of
with
like how you
you.
can go
Magic.
further this way, and then if you go straight, it's real weird.
Right. Well, you defeated the thing. Nothing else seems to be coming after you. The combat music appears to have stopped. So,
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
seem
like
that
that
relentless.
music.
yeah, it relented as soon as we completely destroyed it.
We beat the pie dad.
10 pie dads.
10 pie dads. Yeah, the Blasphemous soundtrack. Good.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got
Where
ourselves.
were we?
Yeah, we got off a little bit lucky there, but I think we should seize the moment and continue our search for these.
Maybe
this
pick up the
giant
pace and
winter
make
guys.
sure this thing doesn't get back up or something.
Yeah, no, certainly.
Guys, quickly get back together and continue your search. Whee! It's a quick encounter. Wasn't expecting it to be that quick, but laser
Crits
rifles
encounter.
are the speedruns of the Icewind Dale.
I gotta expend my ammo.
Yeah. Right. Solveig explains that while they were looking for you guys, they were asking around and trying to find any signs of anybody that was trying to end Oral's winter. Their journey had brought them to Bryn Shander, where they were talking to some of the temples to see if anybody had come by, and that's where they had heard that you guys were passing through. You had talked to Ilmater's temple there.
Yeah, people always give us strange looks when we say we're gonna end the winter.
We're gonna kill Oral. Real good.
Well, as
Or at
soon
least
as
ask
I
her why she decided to torment this entire region of the planet.
No one really knows that. We can't really tell what a god's planning on doing, but all I know is that it's killing everybody here, including my husband. But that was a few years back.
This human sacrificing is out of control.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's made no improvements in the last 3 years.
It hasn't done a god's damned thing. People think that it's at least keeping them alive, getting them food, survive the winter, but it's not gonna do dipshit about ending it. That takes action and boldness. That's why I sought you all out.
Yeah,
And
we're
critical
the
hits.
yeah, and critical hits. Yeah, and just shoot the glowing parts. No, we as a group are uniquely equipped and have the ability to put a stop to it. So therefore, it is our duty to put a stop to this.
Of course. I'm glad to see people so opposed to Aura and her evil. Right. You guys continue along your merry way, searching
+1
for
loyalty.
evil Duergar. Follow the tracks. Despite the blizzard, you're able to eventually follow them. They are obviously heading towards the cairn, so anytime you lose them, you're able to easily double back and find them again. Okay, I will need you guys to make a a survival check. It is wisdom based.
I help.
Group survival.
Yes, it's a group survival, so
Oh.
everybody can do it.
There we go.
Ah, yes, drag us down.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to survive here. I don't want to live.
Well, I'm gonna go off this way by
Yeah.
myself.
I'm sorry, did you shoot that thing in the glowing pits? I don't think so. I say it's this way.
My crit says otherwise. Okay, you guys are actually. I think got everybody. Got everybody. Yeah. 3 successes. So eventually, searching these foothills here, you find a large cliff beneath Kelvin's cairn, down on the southeastern side, and there's obviously something here. There's a small bridge across a frozen-over river, and you look up at a large stone fortress. It's not like gigantic castle, but it's definitely a structure.
How did we miss this the last time we came here?
It's on the clear other side of the mountain. It's almost like nestled beneath it, almost disguised to look like the stone that it's carved from. Though
Yeah,
from this
mountains
side,
are pretty big.
yeah,
On the
mountains are
back
pretty
wall
big.
now.
This blocky stronghold is like bereft of any warmth or charm. Just kind of juts out of the hillside. It's in a rough crescent sort of shape, hidden kind of by the sides of the mountain, almost like 2 feet. Only part of the construction is visible, the rest is buried in the stone. You can see a large double door of stone as the main entrance at the top of a gently upward sloping plain, covered with fresh snow from the blizzard, which is finally starting to clear. Let me just see if there's any other descriptor that's necessary here.
Clearing for the dramatic reveal. Narrative snow.
Narrative snow. 2 other barred openings can be seen along the stronghold's northern wall. Anyone positioned behind these openings would probably be able to see the hillside very clearly were you to approach any further. Closer to you, separated from the rest of the stronghold, is a snow-covered stone bunker perforated with arrow slits. Now, I can try and get you guys.
To the map.
Jeez, it's a big-ass map.
Cheers.
Big-ass map.
Well, fill it with fog of war.
Yeah, it's classic.
Classic. Vilma will need to drag in another.
Zoom.
Yum.
Recenter ourselves.
Ah, this is the
We're
bunker.
off the grid.
Yes.
Oh my.
It is a rather large.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
There's a path leading up. There's a stream that's like coming down the mountain, but it's, like I said, frozen over. Each elevation change is about like 5 feet or so. No, 10 feet or so. But up here is the separate structure.
The abutment.
The abutment. Yeah, it's like a squat little tower.
Is that matriculations?
No, there's actually, it's just a kind of hexagonal looking tower with a flat roof on it, and arrow slits are peeking out of the south and west and southwest faces.
Yeah, I mean, I'd suggest that we try and sneak our way up around to that bunker and make sure that's clear. Certainly not going to take the front road approach up to this place.
Is there
We gotta
any
s-
sign of life besides snow?
Well, the tracks that you had been tracking do pick up here, although they've been obliterated by the fresh snow.
Yeah, Vilma, do you think you could maybe make some kind of an illusion to help mask our approach as we try to skirt up the side here?
Also, oh, that's right. You did say that in the chat.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
can.
Why,
heard
yes,
him
I
earlier.
can.
Oh god.
Behold, major image illusion
Behold,
sleeve.
illusion spell description.
I cover you with a wall of text.
He whips out a
The intro
blanket covered
to-
in the text for major image.
Yeah.
The intro to Star Wars flies up in the sky.
No, that would make a great, like, one of those, like, kind of novelty blankets or something. It's just one of the really long spell descriptions, just in its
Yeah.
entirety.
Yeah, it's like fabricate or something.
Trying to think, what would be the longest one? I think it might be major image, but
It's definitely an illusion and or wish.
I
Yeah.
mean,
somebody in the chat find out what the longest one is.
glyph of warding is pretty long.
Oof.
Guards and wards too. That one's really long.
Oh, that's right, because that has like 7 different things.
Yeah. It has a lot of modes.
All right, Vilma,
Booming
you said
blade, there you
snow
go.
cover again. So, is that what you're going with?
Just kick up a thick blizzard. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yep. All right. You create a kind of low and long, snowy cover, and hope that they won't notice the odd, like, stone disappearing every now and then as snow kind of rolls past. You guys will move quietly and carefully and slowly, and hopefully the dim light of Icewind Dale will hide your approach. So I'm gonna have you guys make a stealth check. Won't give you advantage, but it will be a lower DC.
How
Red 9 time.
Red night time.
Oh.
about a white 20?
20, 19, 18, 7. Nah, damn it.
Looking for that. One of these days, a 2319. Make the joke.
A white sock. Type 23, size 19 sock.
So we got, what, 6, 6, 18, 19, 20.
We
Alright.
have an odd number of players.
Yeah, that's the other reason that I need to add an NPC to the group, to make sure that there's
have-
no ties in the group
We
chat.
have a standard majority.
Exactly. Alright, you guys start sliding up, and Nephros, he's BRBing, but I believe he said he wanted to sneak around the bunker.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think our general idea is to kind of go somewhere like that. Is that what we're thinking?
Up there.
A little bit of spelunking.
Yeah, there's some space that you can to get around there. As you're sneaking your way up,
Somehow this line
Solveig,
became not selectable, so I stuck with it.
yeah, you kind of want to get to the points of it. Those are the more selectable parts. Lines in Roll20 are weird, but the points, if you like marquee over them, they'll usually go for it. Alright, you start climbing up the hill. Eventually you're starting to get out of sight of the arrow slits, so you drop the like major image to try and climb up these rocky parts. Just, probably be obvious otherwise. And Vilma and Solveig are having a bit of trouble getting up. Like, a few rocks tumble down, but it's nothing that the odd echo through the mountains wouldn't fix, and nothing seems to come of it. Guys creep up and around.
Guess we'll start looking for signs of activity.
Indoors.
Yeah. You start looking around for doors, although behind here is just stony cliff face. There's no arrow slits on this side, and you're like 30 feet or so above where you were. The building is now like where the arrow slits are maybe like 10 feet above you or so.
Oh, do we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
19?
With your perception, hear not much. Then occasionally hear like some distant voices, like two people talking to each other. But you can't quite make out what they're saying due to the echoes. Armageddon, Ba, 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 ba.
At least two near here somewhere.
All right, keep your eyes peeled. Stay frosty.
Stay frosty, my friends.
That'll be easy.
Pick up a handful of snow, stick it in my hair.
There you go. Frosted
do.
tits.
Nice.
Eight.
Fired.
Oh.
Is there a gate?
The only gate that you can see is the one that you guys saw on your way here, which is way up where the road leads. There's like a large stone door, sort of portcullis kind of contraption, which is way over here. It's visible, but
Perhaps there's a tunnel to this battlement. Well, should we peek in one of the arrow slits, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I guess whoever's up front. Or start sneaking around.
Well, you already passed the arrow slits on this side.
Yeah. There's still a whole other side that could have the entrance. People are gonna get in this thing somehow.
I guess we
supposedly.
can continue circling around and looking for door, I guess. Now, an arrow slit, is it like what, like a foot wide or what?
The arrow slits are maybe like, yeah, they're maybe like a foot wide. They get wider as they go in.
Not exactly squeeze throughable.
Yeah, a small creature could probably squeeze through it as a tiny
Man, just
creature.
we needed Venric.
Oh, we left ours at
Literally.
home.
We left ours at home.
Left our short stack behind.
Technically, your bestial spirit is small. That's the only thing I can really think of on hand.
Loudly cast a summoning spell.
Well, the arrow slits are on the other side of this bunker.
Yeah.
Grundle and Suvi, you also are able to see that there are arrow slits way up in the north. Noticing that there might be some dynamic lighting issues. Try and fix them up real quick.
Right click, reveal all. Literally nothing has changed on our screens.
That's fine. They were able
As
to
long as
be
you're happy.
They were able to be peeked through, it looks like. But yeah, in the north up. Oops, I'm drawing instead. Say, are arrow slits along the walls. These ones are kind of just like barred windows, practically, but they're tall bars, so that you could probably shoot through them using them like arrow slits. Still impassable by a medium creature. But also notably overlooking the canyon here.
Try to get to that gate by hovering the wall so that the
Now this
slip
fortress is
can't
kind
see
of
us.
nestled into the into the rocks, right? It's just like an overhang, is there?
Sorry?
Is there like an overhang in the way the fortress is nestled in the rocks, or is it like poking out?
It's just poking out. The rest seems to be covered by rock.
Yeah, like I think what we're
But, like,
getting
if
at
we
is
went
there
up
is there a
this
blind
shit,
spot?
Is there a overhang that we
you're
could drop
in-
down on?
No, you're kind of in the blind spot. Otherwise, it's just cliffs and mountains all the way up. Like
Yeah,
where
so
you
Grundle,
are, where you are right here is just cliffs and mountains all the way up.
Right.
Over here, there's like a square maybe in the side of the mountain of worked stone and those barred windows.
Is
Yeah.
there any light coming out of this place?
But there is no light that you can see.
Everyone's like sidles up to Grundle where he saw Grundle put it. Yeah, Grundle, you thinking like maybe we should like sneak around and sidle along underneath the arrow slits there? Maybe we can be in that blind spot.
That's what the brain cell was thinking.
Velma's still got the snow
Yeah.
cover that she could bring over here.
And maybe where the water comes out, I can't really see from here, but maybe we can try and get in there. We haven't found a way into this bunker yet.
Not unless you want to turn into Fenric and squeeze through the bars. Could go around there and peek real quick, though.
All right.
if somebody wants to do that, I'm gonna require a stealth check.
Oh, all right. I'll roll stealth. I already moved my character over there, so.
Right. Sneakily move towards one of the arrow slits. And you kind of like peer up.
Pull out a
making-
mirror from his thieves' kit.
You make sure that, oh yeah, mirror
That's
could
right.
work too. Pull out a mirror and hold it up and start looking through the arrow slit. Inside you see 2 Duragar, and they're just kind of chatting to each other in Dwarvish. They're just kind of sharpening one of their weapons while the other one's looking through, looks to be like a little deck of cards.
All right. Never's gonna turn to Vilma and Subi, and he's gonna do the one finger over the mouth, and then like the 2 fingers and point into the bunker.
I'm gonna like can I check this wall for hidden buttons or something.
Sure, that would be an investigation check.
I'm good at those. Nice rock.
It is
Very
solid
stone.
rock. Seems to be made out of something rather than actually a naturally occurring bunker with arrow slits, hexagonal shaped.
Seems this was built.
Can we not just storm down the gate? Just kick it down?
I
Sure,
like that
Grundle would have
idea.
agreed.
We did that with the last castle, and we got riddled with arrows when we did it.
Oh, can we smash this wall with something?
I got fire, but it's not gonna break anything, I don't think. Listen, all I do is shoot fire.
Yeah,
Find
yeah.
the door.
Keep that fire on the ready. We're gonna see if we can skirt around here and get up to where that water's coming out or where the chain from the gate is.
Yeah, let's just move up on the structure.
Yeah, you guys back up against the wall and start walking up. As you guys are doing so, you guys are facing the canyon. You can see that there are another set of arrow slits on the opposite end, or yonder. They're kind of like the barred window situation. For now, you're not in their eyesight necessarily, but if you move too much further, you might be as well. There's no light coming from these either.
Yeah, I mean, this whole area is a shooting gallery. There's no way safe.
Smash our way into this bunker and go in the tunnel that's obviously here.
Vilma asks, what are these footprints?
I'm actually not sure which footprints.
Probably these.
I think those ones.
Those are ours.
I think those are yours.
That's Grundle's.
Yeah, I actually don't know why those are there. This is not my map.
It's the expected path the party takes.
This is-
It's yeah, right. It's the hint to the players that gets them to think it's safe to walk here, and then they get bombarded with arrows from the other side.
Yeah, I think this
It's almost
map is
moved
made
up the
by
smoke cloud,
Kirby
so-
Dragons. Okay.
You know what?
Yeah, why don't
Stay here.
let's just make a run for it.
Okay. 5, 10, 15,
Oh,
20.
you're going that
25,
direction.
30. Yep.
Not along the wall.
I didn't say
No.
who I was talking to when I said that.
The stage whispering, he couldn't hear you anyway.
Yeah, I was probably talking to Bill
My
and
plan.
Subi. I'm not okay. Yeah, he has independently arrived at the same plan.
It was my plan. You guys stay there. I'll run out, and then you guys can
Get
up his
seen.
body.
hide in the confusion.
Yeah, hide in the bunker with no doors.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Alright, Grundle,
Better than sticking here now.
as you're running past,
Hello,
hear
my
a
name is
voice.
Grundle.
Good.
It shouts out in common. Hey! Stop!
Hello.
Look up to the
What-
arrow slits,
what
and
way?
it's above you actually. It was in the center window, but then it kind of moves to the next one to like follow you. There's the silhouette of a dwarf-heighted creature, looking down at you and holding a crossbow out through the bars. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, my name's Grundle. I like to explore.
Great. Well, you found the wrong place. Keep moving.
Okay.
You know,
No,
should've gone.
away! Away! Do you stop?
No.
She shoots.
Okay.
Does 14
Damn it.
hit you?
Yep.
You thankfully take a glancing blow, just 2 piercing damage.
Ow! You said keep moving. I kept moving. You cheat.
Leave this place, or
What's
you'll have
here?
100 Durgar up your arse.
100?
Aye.
That's more than 1, 2, 5.
I don't have enough room for that many heads.
Now get the hell lost.
Okay. But one question. I was tracking a big, the beast thing for, food and whatnot. Do you know what that one might be? It was really big. Big fleet.
Nothing like that here. Move along. Away
Move
from
along.
here.
Oh, away? Okay, what way? Can I follow this dirt road over here? Was that be fine? Like this way?
Nice and slow, down back
I'm
into the valley where you came.
I'm gonna be nice and slow. Hey,
The rest of us are looking just confused.
Well, you guys did see a crossbow bolt go near Grundle, and then he kind of just put his hands up and started walking down the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, he's gonna storm the castle. Oh, wait, but okay, wait, he's not? What is it? Oh, he's leaving. Okay.
Much
okay.
restraint.
La-ti-da-da. Hey, I have a question. I'm getting farther away. I don't know if you can actually hear me or not.
These doors can probably hear you.
You can make new friends.
Get lost, you little half-orc. Orc, whatever you are. Yeah, get lost!
Weird.
You hear voices coming from the arrow slits in the small fortress.
Ah. Hey, where's the door to that thing? How do you get in there? Is it magic?
I'm gonna fire if you don't get lost soon.
I'm walking. My
Ugh.
god. I just wanted to look for supplies.
You
For
keep
my
walking, and
plan.
do you just head off into the valley until you're out of eyesight?
Yeah, I just head back, I guess, around maybe? So when I'm out of eyesight and I can kind of sneak back around, if possible.
Sure, yeah.
Back
Make
up the
a
path
stealth
we took
check as
before.
you vanish into the
Yeah.
wilderness, and then try to re-emerge.
Oh god. Average. Dead average.
Everything's going as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start sneaking around the back, trying to go back up the way you came, and
Does
then
the sound of our face palming distract them?
just the gif or video of just everybody slapping, just a supercut of
Yeah.
Grundle, as you're sneaking up, you hear a voice again. What? He's back!
I'm back. What?
Get
Wait a minute.
get
Why
out
is
of
the-
here, orc! This
I
isn't your
was.
home. We've killed plenty of orcs before. Now leave.
It's dark and snowy. I don't know where I'm going.
We don't care.
Why don't you care about how many of you are in there? Can you lend me a torch so I can see?
You have dark vision.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Is this a
Like
child?
dark vision.
The hell is
Yeah,
wrong
I'm
with this guy?
9. Sheesh.
Grundle,
Oh,
do you want to make any checks or anything?
God.
Make a check to
No,
phase through the wall and kill them.
Yeah, do you have
No.
a plate on you?
Should we do something?
You guys are watching
I got
most of
nothing.
this happen.
I am
Teleport.
I am a distraction, if anything.
I mean, yeah, their eyes are heavily trained on Grundle.
Yeah,
We
I
could go
don't.
back and check the wall again for entrances.
It's
Check this side.
it's probably a tunnel.
Check this side.
This is a good one.
Seven.
Perfect.
Well, the element of surprise is gone.
I mean, for me.
Well, yeah, but now the guards are. If they were the two guards were not paying attention in the guard tower now they're at their stations.
Durig guards.
Dura guards.
That's right.
Well, they know we're here. It's not like we can kill them all from in that little stony carapace they have.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
are we
we're gonna have
do?
to find a way.
I don't know if we can even leave here without them seeing us.
No, probably not. At this distance, what can I discern about where the water flows under the place?
It looks like it's coming out of a small cavern that's just like kind of veiled in a few icicles, but there's definitely a cavern there.
Okay. I say, oh, everyone's gone. Hey, listen, I say we just try our best to be as sneaky as we can. As soon as we're spotted, we just make a break, and he points over to the little water outflow. And we try and break off those icicles and get in underneath the castle there. At least we'll be sheltered from shots, and maybe there's a way in.
Is there any way that, Vilma, you had that snow blind before, can you make like a stone blind? Like the wall? Make it look like we're just part of the wall?
Minutes.
Ah, okay. So you can get it back. Yeah, probably veiled your approach a bit, but in this time of like figuring out what to do and investigating, it probably did fall. So you can use your Pearl of Power to get back that spell slot. That is an option. You didn't do it yet, unless you guys have any other ideas. Try and hide your approach. Also, Grundle,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
I don't.
He's just off on his own.
Who knows?
The long flank.
I'm on an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
gotta
go
get-
around the mountain.
I'm playing solo.
Ski down the side of the
I
Caer and
try.
onto the roof.
All right. So you said this is like a 10-foot up thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's a rough estimation of. It's like a topographical map practically.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's a terrace.
Go up here, and then I guess I'll climb it. Get up here. Does that need a check at all, or?
No.
Okay. And then where did you say the arrow slits are? They're like here and here?
Yes, they're sort of visible on the base of the wall. They are on this face, but they're not on the face where you guys traveled behind.
Right, okay.
But they did spot you, is why.
Yeah, they're
I'm
looking
wondering.
at me
They're
right
like
now.
watching you go out of their eyesight climbing up the mountain.
Perhaps we could kick up an avalanche.
I think I want to throw a...
Gun.
Nope, I don't have one of those. Almost. Alchemist fire?
Okay.
Over in this area?
Okay.
Does that
40
require...
chess.
Into the snow.
Actually, I'm just gonna throw it at that one of the arrow slits. Why not?
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be difficult if you're trying to get it inside of the arrow slit. It would basically be like trying to hit the Durgar with cover.
Right.
Well, I mean, if it is alchemist fire, right? So if you like literally aim for the arrow slit, some of it will probably splash through it.
Could walk
Yeah,
up and just throw it in
just
from a
wanna-
couple feet away.
well, yeah, but they're watching me. That's the thing. It needs to be from where I am now.
Grundle's like,
Go back to your
he's-
friends.
Grundle's sitting there like in plain vision, like with an alchemist fire bottle in his hand, just thinking,
I need to use the element of surprise.
What if I drink it?
When I was asking about a check earlier, like, did you want to try any form of like charisma check or diplomacy or anything?
Oh,
'Cause I know
what?
you were talking to. I know.
there's a lot of talking going back and forth, but it might have been persuasion or deception.
Yeah, I didn't
I was
know
just
if.
basically trying to make me feel like I'm just this dumb kid wandering around the woods aimlessly and got lost.
Adopt me.
That's all
Okay,
that
and
was.
that's half true, but
Right.
were you trying to deceive them?
I mean, kinda, because I'm not necessarily. I know I'm here for a purpose.
Then why don't you make a
Porpoise.
deception check?
All right, I'll do that.
Do it. Get
I
that
like
20.
Dice.
In pure
Fucking
RP, it
double
goes
sevens.
bad.
Perfect.
I was gonna say, in pure RP, it always goes bad, but if you
Oh,
roll
yeah.
dice, it might go good.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes the dice just portray how it actually is.
Get out of here, damn kids.
They're dumb, right? Oh, hell yeah, they're dumb.
Yeah.
Grundle, as you're like pulling out alchemist fire and like fumbling around, climbing up. Hey, get away from that ledge! Like stand down
Gonna
and like
hurt
look
yourself.
around, put the vial back into your pocket, and just like shrug and start pondering what you're gonna do, hoping that your friends come up with something. Finally, one of the Durgar shouts down, "Kid, you alone?
Yeah.
We'll
Do I
let
look
you
like
in."
I'm with it? Oh no. I mean, okay.
Come to the front door. We'll open the gates. Nice and slow, no tricks.
Oh, okay. I put everything away and I just. Wait, where's the front door?
Go up
As
the
you can
same
see,
road.
What's the? Oh yeah, down here. Okay, I got you.
Right, you start going up the road. You guys heard this echoing down the canyon. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, jeez. All right, quick, Velma, throw up the thing. We gotta move.
Should ambush the gates. Right, they're saying maybe you try to throw up the illusion and then try to sneak while their eyes are on Grundle.
Right, and get as close as we can, and then when they open the gate for Grundle, we'll rush in and ambush it.
La-ti-da, walking to the gates.
Alright,
I am innocent.
Something like that.
weird thing to
Ye-
say, but okay.
Do you have like food in there? I haven't eaten in a long
Just a
time.
little guy.
I was trying to look for a big beast to hunt down, but I guess it's not here.
Just wait, we'll open the gates for you.
I am walking down a road and into the gates. How does that? How heavy is that gate?
How does that song go about the going to the gates?
Follow the road.
Anyway, so we want to move up, I
Yeah.
guess.
I was going to try and get to that.
Whatever
so,
checks you want to ask for.
Vilma sets up. Okay, Vilma is doing the illusion, and you guys start moving along the wall, disguised
Can't you
to
like
look like
just
a wall.
hang the illusion right in front of the in front of the arrow slits?
I mean, right under him, I think, is what's happening.
Yeah, I think you guys are, because you guys are looking
Make it
like a
weird.
stone wall.
20-foot cube.
You're pulling Frodo,
It's like a
looking
double
like
wall
a rock.
like right here.
Correct, yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
There
Checks
should be
you
a
need.
double wall. That's because I created one. All right. As you guys are shuffling along, make another group stealth check, excluding Grundle. The check is once again reduced thanks to your. The DC is reduced thanks to your illusion. I'll roll for Solveig.
Questionable start.
I mean, so far so good.
Uh-oh,
So far,
Solveig.
I don't think she's rolled above a 10 this game yet.
Got a 20 on that other thing. History.
Oh, good.
On like 2
Yeah.
knowledge
It's up.
checks, she got a 20. I guess she's lived here for a while. Alright, we just need one from Suvi. Not Suvi, Vilma.
Vilma.
Stealthy Chekarumi.
Well, she could dip inspiration too.
Could give inspiration to somebody.
Like herself.
Right. See, well, it's 10 this time around. So, guys, make your way all the way up here until the stone kind of ends. And Grundle sees this kind of slowly moving rock face following him, almost.
I probably do like the wink.
You do a winky, and you start making your way to the gate. Hear nothing for a while, but eventually you hear and here's some mechanism going on behind the gate, and then the stone doors start to open. So we're gonna have to leave it off for tonight's session. Guys are hidden, Grundle is not, and they are opening the gates for God knows what.
Who knows why?
They're opening it for a child.
A child.
Thanks everybody that came out to watch. You can watch the Rime of the Frostmaiden every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with us Dork Vision people. You can also watch our Sunday stream from 9 p.m. to midnight with a different group of folks. I have books on Drive Thru RPG as well as more books on the DM's Guild. You can support me on Patreon/NobleCrumpet, so choose. Yeah, stick around. I'll try and see if there's anybody that we can raid if we have a sizable number. I don't think we do. Yeah, we'll just head off for tonight. Well, thanks again for watching, and be sure to let everyone know how lost and half-orc child you are whenever they ask you anything. In general.
I'm just a little guy.
It's best
And also-
practices.
And remember to deal 43 damage to the cold walkers.
Yes, always do that if you should ever encounter a Cold Light Walker, summoned by Oral, frozen by her wrath. Good night, everybody!
All right.
Bye.